forbidden, as it was written, you overbid it. With the heathens, karma is a bitch, so how you living? Pray for my enemies, unforgiven. Cast the pearls on hog, moms and chitlin'. If it's too hot, get your ass out the kitchen. Finger licking good, good looking. Stewing in the stew, I'm cooking. You psyched out, paranoid and shookin'. Shook the table, fades I'm booking. Get prepared for this ass whooping. Listen to the words being spoken. You were talking, I'm awake and woken. While I'm spitting this, got your spit, got choking. Era of a glance in my world, eyes shut open. Parallel in my mind, I'm chosen. Reverse the time, heart frozen. Antarctica, cold as ice. Casting locks, rolling dice. Mean as nails, I'm nothing nice. They persecuted me like they rejected Christ. All right. What's going on with you guys tonight? This is your host, Mika Wash, and I was just coming to talk to you guys about a woman scorn. Hold on, let me close my window. It's a little noisy out there. I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope everybody having a wonderful Wednesday. Life is a wonderful thing to have, so be grateful. I do want to go over some things here. So we're going to be talking about some common behaviors or action exhibited by men in relationships that often trigger negative reactions from women, and how we can collectively work towards addressing and mitigating these triggers for healthier, more equitable relationships. I'll be talking about specific behaviors or actions, and I will be giving you a rundown of other things. Okay, so I guess I'm here by myself today. I don't really have a panel, but it's okay because I'm okay. I want to talk about microaggression, and I also want to talk about nonverbal aggressions. Let me just, because I've been on this, because there's certain things people don't understand when people do certain things with their body language. It could be an aggressive, a non-verbal aggressive. It could be a form of non-verbal aggressive communication. I had so one of the things, that could be a form of non-verbal aggressive communication is furrowed eyebrows, tense lip, protruding jaw, a clenched jaw, bare teeth, and then when somebody got their arms folded or whatnot. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so welcome T. Lachey to the stage. Hey, T. Lachey.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm good. Trying to be even better.
I don't know. I hear a little skipping on your end. I don't know what's going on over there. Is that a fan or something?
No, probably my car just pulled up. You hear it now?
Yeah, it's a little staticky. I was talking about but I was talking about
it might be because of a thunderstorm coming.
Oh wow, y'all have a thunderstorm coming? Hello?
Ma'am.
Oh, is it bad? Is it going to be bad or?
Yes, can you hear?
Barely.
I don't know. They said it's a 60% chance that it's been lightning already. So.
Oh, it's horrible. The audio is horrible. Maybe you could come out and come back up. Go out and come back in.
Okay.
All right. Hi, Goddess Honest. I see you. Okay. Yeah. So I was just reading about the nonverbal aggressive behaviors and gestures, and it's so crazy because I was watching this show and It were two women interacting with one another. And so one of the women hid behind her husband, and her husband had his arms folded. He was super tall. And when they were talking, he bent over, to lean in towards the opposing woman. And no one understands that that's a form of aggression and intimidation. Hold on. Hello? Uh,
Hello.
that sounds a little better. Let me
Okay.
see. Yeah, that sounds better. Talk a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I was
Does it, okay.
yeah, I was talking about nonverbal aggression, right? A nonverbal aggressive behaviors.
Mhm.
Let me stop because it was another one I wanted to show that I actually want to show a particular image, which I do have. Here go one. Let me see. I want to save this image because like I don't like showing the images through Google. Sometimes I can't make them big. Well, I can make them big, but it just be looking weird. But anyway, let me show this one because I was talking about how when you have your arms folded, when you're talking to someone.
Mhm.
So this is like a microaggression, right? So when this man got his eyes clenched, it says insecure. Um, can you see the screen, T. Lachey?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't have glasses, but yeah.
Okay. So, like when his shoulders is up, that's a hostile attitude. Even the way they do their feet, it says it's a closed mind. When a person put their hands on their hips, that's defensive, right? But when they're giving you eye contact, they're interested, right? But with their arms folded, that is aggression. Even when you see how this man
Mhm.
with the blue, his feet is pointed a certain way. So I'm just saying, like people have reactions to certain things. Men tend to use these things as intimidation tactics. Women also, but when a man does it to a woman, it's like subconsciously she feels like threatened, right? Or she'll automatically feel the threat, and sometimes we don't even realize it. But I just want to start with the micro. Well, let me get into the real microaggression, but I just want to get that out there because it's really been frustrating me that people don't understand this. It has a little bit to do with the topic, but it's not a big part of the topic. But it's been irritating me because people don't understand
Right.
those little things mean something. If I'm in an argument
Right.
and talking to you and I'm sitting down and you stand up, that's a
Mhm.
problem for me.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think about it, T. Lachey? I'm not gonna look this up.
Um, I want to say I don't feed into it. I kind of just, it's a body language that doesn't interest. It's easy for me to just shut it. I won't, continue to pursue a conversation or sometimes it's a thing to know because if a person does even their own body language and know what it means, that can give you that hint that you might not need to further that conversation.
I don't know if that's on my end or what, but it sounds like your mic is skipping. I don't know if it's just me hearing that. Okay. Yeah, that's
It could be, like I said, it could be my reception because we have a storm coming and it's starting to drizzle a little bit.
you can hear it too, Goddess. Yeah. Okay. Cause I was gonna say So the title of today's show is.
Gosh, I don't see you.
Huh?
I was saying, well, hello, goddess. I didn't see. I don't.
Oh, she right here. She in the comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. She said hi, Auntie. Yes.
Oh, thank you, doing. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to start a whole conversation chat, but normally it's hey doing,
Oh, T. Lachey, I might have to tell you to just go on and log off because that is horrible. It's so bad. Like, it's just skip. It's hard to focus. It's hard for me to focus. Anyways,
okay. Let me try to go inside. I'll come back. I'm gonna just try to go inside the house.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so one of the things is like we did want to talk about is I did want to talk about what specific behaviors or actions do men commonly exhibit in relationship that tend to trigger negative reactions from women. And I do want to give y'all a backstory because someone was telling me a story about a man who was pillow talking, right? He was pillow talking to this woman or whatever, and he did a crime or whatever. And he was pillow talking, telling the woman about the crime, and then he ended up cheating on this woman that he pillow talked to, and she ended up snitching on him and his friends that was involved in the crime because of the cheating. And I wanted to do this show about Hell Has No Fury as a woman scorn because men tend to play these little games, these little mind games with women, but that and also it could go both ways. Don't get me wrong. A woman can do the same thing with a man and end up messed up in the long run. But I was just talking about a scorn woman because men tend to look at us as weak all the time. And so when they tend to do that and then the woman retaliates, then what do you have, right? Let's see. So when people say hell has no fury like a woman scorn, it often it signifies how women react to something which hurts or upset them by behaving angrily and viciously, right? This is let me just show y'all so y'all can see the little tab. So I don't know if I want to even continue because the way that I had the show set up today, it's just doing something weird. Let me see. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going. So let me just. So some other behaviors are that men commonly exhibit in relationships that tend to trigger women. Is we already went over before as gaslighting, of course, cheating, of course, abuse. If anybody watched that movie, that Tyler Perry movie, where what was it called? I can't remember the name of it, but where the woman. Let's see what Tina say.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hello? Can you hear me now, Mika?
You sound better. 100%. Thank you, because I was over here nose diving about this show. I had some panelists, but I guess they flaked on me. And this wasn't even a show I came up with. But anyways, it always happens that way. People come up with shows, want to do shows, and then don't show up for the show. So,
sorry to hear that.
It's okay. So anyway, do you know what any type of specific behaviors that may trigger a woman to act in a vicious or angry way that men might do? Have you heard of? I know you probably not. You probably don't get triggered. I don't either, really.
You said that triggers women to.
Let me rephrase the question.
Okay.
What specific behaviors or actions do you believe men commonly exhibit in relationships that tend to trigger negative reactions from women?
That's hard to answer only because.
I'm sorry. I got to be honest. I could have sworn I texted you the link a long time ago. Unless I was texting the wrong person in my phone. Let me send it to your Facebook. Go ahead.
It's kind of hard to say because I think that with certain women and men, it depends on what the woman has built him up to be, so to speak. And then whatever he doesn't do, anything can honestly, infuriate her depending on what it is. But lying definitely is one, cheating is another. And those are probably the main two right off the bat.
Right. That's what I said. Like, I'm just trying to see what other ones it would have been. Man, I'm sorry. I was so prepared to do this show, and I'm just like all over the place right now. I'm having some little technical difficulties over here myself. Okay, I was gonna ask this, but can you share? I said, oh, God is honest. I did send you the link already.
I'm sorry, I didn't get to hear you, Mika.
I sent it to your check your messenger this time. I'm sending it to her phone. I see why. I'm starting to see on this iPhone.
Hello.
It's so. Can you hear me, Tina Shay? She can't hear me. Tina Shay. What the Okay. Anyways, we are having technical difficulties, folks. So just bear with us until we move further. Let me see. I see why she didn't get the link. Can you hear me now, Tina Shay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. I got her. I sent it to I see why she didn't get the link the first time. I sent it to contact in my phone that says God is honest without no phone number attached to it. And I'm over here thinking I'm talking to her the whole time because it said that the message had got delivered.
Yeah.
Anyways,
who you was talking to?
Girl, okay, so I forgot that I have your real name saved in my phone, right? But I also had, because I was about to save your number again in my phone at one point or another, and it saved without a number in it, as God is honest. So I'm over there texting that number instead with the link. You get what I'm saying?
I suppose. Hi, Auntie.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. I already spoken the comments.
Yeah, I've seen that. I was like, oh wow, I don't want to keep the chat going, but we always say hello, how you doing,
I say.
Anyways, we're talking about hell have no fury like a woman scorn. What you think about it?
Yeah, true that. When we hurt, it's a certain aspects of anger and resentment and things that bubble up because we're dealing with disappointment of things not occurring the way we imagined them to be, and that brings up anger, and that brings up resentment, and sometimes vengefulness. It just depends on what the woman is carrying in her heart.
All right. The first question that I did have, I already asked Tina Shay. and thank you for joining. I'm sorry, how you doing?
I'm beautiful. I'm good, in great spirits and, just operating in radical gratitude per usual. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Girl, nose diving on this live right now because I was just like, I'll talk to you about it later. But anyways,
Okay.
let's just move forward.
Okay.
So, what specific behaviors or action do you believe men commonly exhibit in relationships that tend to trigger negative reactions from women? Like, if you could name a few.
I mean, shutting down communication, being vague, um, definitely not carrying out an action that they said that they were going to do. That creates frustration, and
Mm.
so if you come and you tell me that you're going to do something, I believe you, I trust you, I'm relying on you to carry out that action, and then you don't show up and you don't do what you said that you were going to do, then that's going to trigger me to exhibit certain energies towards you that are not the best ones.
Mm. That's a good one because that's some things that I deal with in life. I
Yeah,
really don't like when, and it's not just with a man or intimate relationship. I
just
try
period.
just
Yeah,
period because
yeah,
like I try so hard to do what I say I'm gonna do because I want to be a woman of my word. You feel me?
right.
So when a person say they're not gonna do something, I mean say that they are gonna do something and they don't,
Mm-hmm.
it's a problem, especially when there's no communication. Like, oh, I know I said I was gonna do this, however, this came
Mm-hmm.
up or something. Communicate. Let me know. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah. And then it's just like the lack of integrity.
mean? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I've experienced that in my now relationship early on. It was certain things, when you getting to know someone, you showing up as you. But when you getting to know someone, you start to notice things like that, and it triggers you, it affects you, like, hold on now, because it's a requirement for me. If I'm gonna share my universe with someone, I'm gonna need you to have certain qualities about you. So that those types of things came up, you know.
Right. Um, I'm just being vulnerable right now because I feel like when a person um I think that when you don't get that, like that person don't appreciate show you appreciation, don't appreciate you, like they just
Mhm.
feel like you being used, like like they'll make it seem like you ain't never done nothing for them. Nothing.
Mhm.
That kind
Mhm.
of irritates me, and it's not, like I said, it's not specific to just intimate relationship, but because a lot of people are so ungrateful. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't like an ungrateful.
Lack of gratitude. Ashe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of the biggest ones for me.
So
Um,
what do you do in those instances yourself? Like, how do you deal with that type of non-reciprocal
you stop doing
energy
it.
that you feel?
Like if a person don't show like gratitude, like for example, because this is one thing. Now, certain people I probably afford a pass, like my children, because they, oh God, but now they grown, so now they don't get no more passes. But like for example, I remember like if I lend somebody some money or something and they don't pay me back, then guess what? I'm not lending you no more money. So basically, when it comes to that, when they don't have no gratitude for the things you do, then you're gonna have to limit what you do for them, right? Uh, God is honest.
I mean, yeah, I was asking you about how you handle the situations. We two different people with different dynamics. You talking
Well,
about your
it
children.
depends.
You
It
know the
depends on the
children.
people.
I'll shut their asses down. I will shut them down too.
Right. See, I don't
Because
shut everybody
you
down.
gotta no, I'm saying, because the thing is, the core value of being of having the energy to be grateful. You know, your children are the most important things to you on the planet. And that's something that you want them to operate in. You understand me, in life. And so if they're acting ungrateful and they haven't grasped the aspect of gratitude when it pertains to you, then yeah, for the purpose of
I understand where you're going with this, but they could be ungrateful for something small like me feeding their ass or keeping a roof over. I can't stop keeping a roof over their head. I'm gonna go to jail. You don't have me in jail, goddess. Come on now.
I'm not telling you to shut down that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is enforcing the lessons to teach them the core value of being grateful. Okay, this is a reward system. Yeah, you're responsible for feeding them, I guess, the minor child. But guess what? You're not going to be getting all of this good old Uber Eats and all of these delectable items that you are so accustomed to receiving when you're not acting from a space of gratitude. You'll be over there eating some noodles, a little rice, and hot dog water. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Not hot dog water.
Because, whatever it takes for you to tap into the energy of being grateful.
I got you. So it's positive reinforcement and don't.
That's what I mean. I'm gonna give them some rice and hot dog water, baby. I'm cold with it.
Have they some bologna sandwiches and shit. For it. So when it comes to a man, though, I'm gonna need your help on this because I'm not good at you know, I'm not good at that. Yeah, she said somebody laughing at you.
It is what it is. You know what I mean? Because I'm all about, okay, if we have a problem, well, I'm acting solutionary based only because I'm concerned with the outcome that I would prefer to experience. So whatever that may take, that's what I'm going to do because I want, to operate in peace and love. And when I got ungrateful people around me, my best bet, what I've learned that I always choose me. Well, if you're not grateful for my presence, you're not grateful for what I bring to you in your life, then you look good without it.
So, because you know what? Because it got me thinking, right? Got it. And I got another question for you, but you just triggered a thought in my mind because, like some men say that, if you withhold sex, that's playing with the relationship or whatever, or like you shouldn't withhold sex. But why shouldn't I withhold sex if you're being ungrateful and you're not treating me to the point where I even want to give you sex?
It depends on, if you're using it for a control tactic, like, is that the best outcome for the relationship? To me, to stop pleasing my man because it's some other area that we're not strong in the communication. We're not strong in these other areas. So I'm going to now punish you and then leave the gate open for you to leave up out of here with a full sack. Or am I going to drain it dry and hope for the best? I'm going to drain it dry and hope for the best. Then I'm going to focus the attention on what the real issues are. In the midst of that. But why am I going to make you unhappy or make you angry or make you miserable or make you, suffer in certain areas that I know make you happy that I can give you? You know what I mean? That's the angle I'm coming from. It's never a tit for tat inside of my union, baby. How can we make this better? What are we willing to do for our partnership? I'm always focusing on giving, Mika. So I'm giving it all up. I'm giving everything.
Thank you so much. Girl, because I was like, checking text messages.
I said, don't worry about it, baby. I told you I got you always and always. I love you and I value you. Okay?
Thank you. Because I'm like, what happened? Okay, so the next question is, How do secrets and hidden actions within a relationship impact trust and the overall? No, I don't like that question. Let me move to another one.
I do. I
You
do.
like it? You like it?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll ask this question. How do secrets and hidden actions within a relationship impact trust and the overall dynamic between partners? You gonna answer it?
Girl, where's Auntie Tina Shay?
Tina Shay,
I'm here. I'm here.
can you answer the question? Did you hear the question?
Yes. First, if they're secret and hidden, you may not know about them. But if you found out there were secrets and hidden actions, on secrets, it depends. We all do have to keep something to ourselves. Um, so it depends on what that secret is.
Mm.
Hidden actions, it will affect it greatly. It will.
Mm-hmm.
As an individual in a relationship, as long as you're being an honest person and an upfront person, it shouldn't be anything that you can't do that you would have to hide it. And if you do, I just don't think you ought to be in that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, somebody said, okay, you know what? And I love my Facebook viewers because before I let you answer, God, let me put this out here. I love my Facebook viewers, but I hate the way that this program worked with Facebook. If you could tell me who you are that said this, just like type your name in the comments because I'm not on Facebook, but it just say Facebook user. But
Okay. But even to address that comment, when I said a secret, secrets aren't always about anything bad. If a person
Mm-hmm.
was raped and they just don't want anyone to know that about their past, that is still a secret. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, we all are supposed to keep something to ourselves. We cannot give and give. If we have a glass of water, why would we pour it out to everyone and leave nothing for us? So
Mm-hmm.
secrets aren't always something bad. What you're talking about is when I hear people say, I'm a private person. Private
Mm-hmm.
people have shit to hide, bottom line. And I don't care how they dress it up, how they look at it. Anything that we do is supposed to be accessible knowledge to the one that we are deciding to share a life with. But again,
Absolutely.
we do have to hold something to ourselves.
okay. I want to ask you something after that, but I do want got us honest to answer this question before I forget. Go ahead,
Okay.
Goddess.
You want me to answer the question that we're talking about, or you want to have something else going on? Because I can skip it.
No, I want you to answer the question that we're talking about right now.
Can you read it again?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I read it
You
again.
know, I'll go off into my own stuff. Don't got nothing to do with the question.
That's funny. It's okay. How do secrets and hidden actions within a relationship impact trust and overall and the overall dynamic between partners?
Well, like T. Lachey said, it depends on what it is, and I base my relationship on being honest, but I don't feel it necessary to know every intimate detail about his life. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on what the secrets are or what they pertaining to. Are you hiding a major part of who you are? Are you know what I'm saying? Are you not safe enough to be vulnerable enough to be able to say everything what honestly what's going on with you, or you know what I mean? So it just damn depends, but it could, bad secrets, like you having a whole nother relationship with somebody else, that come on, you don't need to be in a relationship, or if you can't trust your partner enough to tell your partner the truth, then that's a major issue.
Mm-hmm. Um. So, a question for both of you guys. When you find out a secret, right? Like, how do you handle it? And I know it depends on the secret or whatever. I get that part. Maybe I should put it into a scenario. Let's say your partner made a financial decision or whatnot and didn't discuss it with you or whatever. and then you find out later that they made this, and then that's kind of why you're struggling. How would you deal with that, T. Lachey?
Again, it would depend on what this financial move was. Because if it was enough, I think with dealing with money, money is an easy solution, because if this was joint access, I can just remove you and we'll go from there and discuss how to fix the situation if fixable, and just remove you from the shared finances. Have to rebuild that trust to be able to come back to that. But money should never be something, but again, it depends on what it is. Did you take 10 grand and go buy a car? Did you take 10 grand and go spend it on a woman? Did you take, you see what I'm saying? It depends on what this financial move was. Do I need to just move you from the joint finances or remove you from the relationship?
Okay, you got it, Sonis?
When it comes to finances and stuff like that, I kind of feel like you can do whatever you want to do with your money. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not placing us in a space to where, you know what I'm saying, a harmful space, or it's like some irresponsible stuff where you're not prioritizing the things that we discuss about what's important, or you taking away from the home, you taking away from, things that we are building together. Then that would be a damn problem, but it's not nothing because like I said, I'm giving. So it's not nothing that can't be addressed. If it's the issue occur, then it's nothing that we can't talk through and correct moving forward. But also it's deeper than just you going and taking money and not telling me. It's why do you feel like you couldn't tell me?
Right. That's the biggest thing.
Why? You see, so it's not really the action, it's really the thoughts behind the action that I have to get down to so we can correct that.
I'm sorry. The next question. Because I have several questions. Referring back to the very first question that I talked about when we were talking about specific behaviors, I want to know, can you guys share a personal experience or anecdote where you observed these triggers manifesting in any relationship? It don't have to be yours, or have you ever saw anybody deal with the behaviors that you guys talked about earlier, like being ungrateful or whatever? Can you share a story about that, or no? We should just skip that one.
Shit, I was the ungrateful person. Hell, I've been on every side of every angle of when it comes to a relationship. I've been cheated on. I've been the cheater. I've been the side bitch. I've had, everything. I've been on. Listen, hell. So, I once operated in absolutely no gratitude, and I didn't care what somebody was doing for me, because guess what? You only here to do it. If you ain't doing it, then baby, you have no value in my life. Like, moving on to the next opponent that is going to do it. Yeah. I've been that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
It didn't work out well for me.
Let me show you this. This is old, but and I don't even think it's the right woman picture on here. Never mind. Let me keep going with the questions. What about you, T. Lachey?
Yeah, I can say I can relate to all of that. I've never really been ungrateful though. But I can say, I can relate with cheating and lying. And at the end of the day, it's just like we continue to say here, it's about accountability. But being that I I'm writing about this, so I speak very little on it because I want it to be in an understood broad spectrum. But brokenness is it's just a mental perspective of life and people that is not correct. We can make logic only means understanding, doesn't make it a fact nor true. um so with that being said, I take now with knowing the accountability for accepting those things in my life, staying toxic relationships back to back to back. But I guess now that I know where I am, when I look back on it, I don't really hold any ill will to the men in my life because I allowed it. They did it. And just because he could do something didn't mean he should. And that's for anybody. Just because you can, meaning capable of doing something, does not mean you should. But if someone is going to let you, it's not your fault.
We don't experience nothing unless we allow it. That's why I absolutely do not villainize any past experience, and I don't villainize myself also. You understand me? I just can't, because it depends on the space to where you are with yourself, where you will allow certain things to transpire. When you are a certain space with yourself, when you're healing, you're learning, you're investing in yourself, it's certain things that you no longer allow, and it's certain things that you no longer display, as you know what I mean. So you don't know better, unless you don't know until you know. And so with that being said, no one is the villain, they're just characters, you know what I mean. You see, so that's the way I view things today, ladies.
How do societal norms and expectations influence the behavior of men in relationships, and what role do these norms play in triggering negative reactions from women? In other words, because I know about that blue pill, red pill, BS stuff, and it does trigger women. So,
I'm operating on a purple pill, baby.
what's a purple pill?
I don't have to choose no lane. You understand me? I don't have to choose a certain program that was presented to me, and nothing is absolute to me. You get me? I'm flexible. You feel me? I'm purple pilling it. I don't believe there's no one thing of doing anything. There's no one way of doing anything. There's certain ways for us to get, to experience stuff. You just based on your own personal, what's going on in your heart, what's going on in your soul. It don't matter what it looks like. It matters what it is to you. It only matters to you. You see?
Yeah. What about you, T. Lachey?
Well, when it comes to society, I think it's always played its part, and I believe it always will. It's always going to be something that would trigger women about men, something that trigger men about women. And unfortunately, it's that fine line of when we can recognize who we are to stop living in the mindset of society and what people think.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Some things are trending. It's going, oh, you don't know anything if you didn't know this. You've never done anything if you didn't do that. This is the thing to have. This is the kind of man or woman. And unfortunately, it's sad, because I think that's a thing that will always be, until people just truly, genuinely know who they are and love to be themselves and walk in their own light and not in the shadows of society.
Yeah. I was gonna ask this next question, because that's kind of touching on the next question. It says, do you think there are any cultural or generational differences in the way men's behavior is perceived and reacted to by women in relationship?
Honestly, I think they both are the same, and um, it's. I know a lot of people have been touching on it in the last 5 years, and sometimes it just isn't called to be what it is. And unfortunately, the same things that men exhibit, so do some women, and it's vice versa. There's
Oh, me too,
really no
God.
one
It
or
says
the
that's
other.
noisy.
I'm
I'm,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tila Shay.
I was saying that I don't think it's really more so one or the other. Men and women alike do some of the same things. You have women who manipulate, men who manipulate, women who use, men who use. And on that note, it kind of balances it out. It's not, I really can't say, about men and what would trigger a woman. I think because it runs both ways.
It definitely does run both ways. Uh, we want to talk to the men because then we as women know what we would want the men to talk to us to tell us what triggers them, right? So we want to talk to the men, like let's talk to them and let them know certain things do trigger us. Um, I know it said something about the question was how the cultural differences and generational differences um, contribute to,
Right.
So I'm dealing with cultural differences,
Hmm.
and it could be frustrating sometimes because the way my husband speak, first he speak real different,
Right.
and uh, he will say certain things that will literally just have me like steaming. But then I have to think too, I have to think about it like, okay, he's saying this, but maybe he just misplacing the word, or this is the most, because in Africa, all the words ain't you know what I mean? They don't
Right.
have the vocabulary we have.
Mhm.
So they just give the strong words, you know what I mean? So he used like the strong words, not the cushiony words, you know what I'm saying? The words that kind of cushion the blow.
Mhm.
So he's very direct when he talks, but he is very charming his speech is pleasurable and charming, but at the same time, it's just certain things that he'll say
Mhm.
will trigger me. But I feel like as far as cultural differences is concerned, that has to always stay in mind when you're dealing with someone with a culture difference. Like you gotta even if they're older and are younger, because he's younger than me as well. So
Right.
sometimes you got sometimes because he's what 7 years younger than me. So sometimes I gotta remember, okay, he probably hasn't hit this point in his life yet to understand what I'm talking about, or you know what I'm saying, maybe his level of maturity is not there yet. I mean, he's very mature for his age, don't get me wrong, but certain things, he a little goofball sometimes. So certain things I'll be like, okay, this I can attribute to your age, this I can attribute to your culture, and so it just keeping those things in mind gives me a better understanding of what's going on. What about you, Goddess? What you
Well, I feel like cultural differences, it's imperative that you try your best to understand, you know, where your partner, what customs they're accustomed to, and what are you willing to, coming from an understanding place. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, and when it comes to what you said, cultural differences and what else?
Generational? And let me read the question.
Um,
Let me see. So,
okay.
are there any cultural or generational differences in the way men's behavior is perceived and reacted to by women in relationships? Because you know how my husband is Nigerian, and like when I got with him, they say Nigerians they be scamming, and then you know what I mean. So
I I believe that no matter what part of the world that you come from, when you meet somebody, and you guys love each other, and it don't have nothing to do with your heart. You know what I'm saying? I believe that it don't matter where somebody came from in the world. Hell, you could be in love with somebody and create a life with somebody that don't speak a lick of English.
Mm-hmm.
You
I witnessed
understand?
that. I've witnessed that happen with my
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
I just believe in, when it comes to that dynamic, it doesn't matter where the person comes from. It depends on who that person as an individual is. What is their soul? What do they soul consist of? What do their heart space consist of? You know what I mean? That's it. I don't think that it's nothing that'll stop the dynamic from evolving, and when it comes to that. That's what I think. That's what I think. When it comes down to the generational things, me and my partner are 10 years apart. He's 10 years younger than me. And I understand that based on his life experiences and where his perspectives come from, it's he come from a different time. But that doesn't stop anything that he is made of. You know what I mean? It doesn't interfere with our dynamic, because we're both understanding each other. We're trying to understand each other. You know what I mean? So that don't have a bearing on who he is as a person, who he is as a man. Just because he's a man, I have experiences with women. This is my first real experience with a man, and I don't give him it's no narrative that I'm going by. It's nothing that he's supposed to show up as. You understand me? As a human, he have amazing capabilities with what they say the man is supposed to protect and provide. He does that. He's naturally that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And hell, he naturally brings out my femininity.
Mm.
So it's yings and yangs. I don't hold him to no standards when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, who he is. I'm experiencing all the beauty. Shit.
That's nice.
And yeah, most definitely. And when it comes to different challenges and stuff that he have, I just support him. Shit.
Okay. So the next question is, in what ways? I don't want that question. Okay. How do power dynamics within a relationship, such as perceived gender roles or imbalances, contribute to triggering negative reactions from women?
The expectations based on a certain criteria.
Those double standards, bro. You like them? I just feel like it should be a balance, It shouldn't be too much of a gender role, but if we gonna do gender roles, we gonna do gender roles. don't have step on the gender roles if you want to do that. You feel me?
Yeah, it's certain things that he prefer me not to do. Like he don't want me to go out in the world and work. He said, I don't think that would make you happy, because he knows that I'm a business owner. He knows that I don't, that's something that I don't even have no experience with. I've always been, the CEO of my life. And he like, no, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to provide for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to have to do something that's not going to make you happy. Mm-hmm. I'm a woman before I'm in a relationship. I'm a woman. Mm-hmm. You see?
Yeah.
So, I don't want him to cook and clean and all of that type of stuff, because that's naturally who the hell I am. That's naturally what I do.
What about you, T. Lachey?
Can you read that question one more time?
How do power dynamics within relationships, such as perceived gender roles or imbalances, contribute to triggering negative reactions from women?
Power dynamics. So when you say triggered by women, is this the man of power?
I'll give you an example. One day my husband said something. What the hell did he say? Shit, I'm trying to think. He said, "Oh, okay." I hate to put this out here, but it was funny to me, because we don't have a problem in this area. Well, we kind of do, but we don't. But he said that the fuck did he say? I'm trying to get it right, so I won't. I'm trying to say it in the right way possible. But it's certain things in his culture that women are supposed to do, right?
Okay.
And and when he be saying stuff like that's a woman's job, a woman's supposed to do that or whatever.
Okay. I got what you're saying. Um, I don't know. And I think with some of this, when we are speaking women,
Mm.
I'm
But the
sorry.
title is about a woman being scorned. So
Right.
we,
But I'm sorry to say it the way I'm going to say it. We are all human and we are male and female. Woman and man are titles that are earned through what we do and who we are, how we do, rather. And so I think sometimes all women don't fit in the category. And I don't want to say it where I'm trying to say that a female adult is not a woman. But if I believe that we are women based on how and what we do, then it's not going to apply. But
Absolutely.
if we're speaking power dynamics, I think nothing is specifically made for a woman or a man. We all are capable of doing a lot of what each other's role is. Some people stick to a traditional role at what they call tradition. Um, so I'm gonna have to leave it with that. That title of woman is earned by who we are and what we do. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Every category doesn't fall because I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a saying that says broken men are grown boys. So therefore broken women are grown girls. There's a lot of offense to that. But if anybody in their human innate nature with an absolute heart of understanding will not take offense to that, it is what it is. And so therefore
Absolutely.
those particular females expect things from men that they aren't capable of even giving themselves. So that's why I said what I said as far as that power thing go. I'm sorry, women. I get the title and I get the phrase, and it really is no disrespect, but I also feel like we can do what each other does as well. It shouldn't be a woman's job, a man's job. Um, and just speaking a little bit of here that has nothing to really do with it, but I used to mow my yard. I know how to
Absolutely.
change a tire. I know how to put oil in my car. I know how to get up under the hood at a lot of things. There is just a number of things that I've done on my own as a single woman. I still do. I don't necessarily call a man to do anything hardly for me. And again, that's because I took time to want to know how and to learn how. It's real easy for me to pick up a phone and call anybody to come do it, but I do it myself.
Absolutely.
I kind of I agree to a certain degree, because I grew up with around a lot of men, and I know a car inside and out. But I have the mental capacity to fix a car, but I don't have the physical strength to fix a car on certain parts, like the big parts. You know,
Well, what I meant, Mika, what I was really getting at is if you know how and you're on the side of the road and you need it done, nobody can get to you. You can't call nobody. You got to do it yourself. That's what I mean by we don't have to have them. You don't have to. You can make a choice to call because you don't. And I get physically. So we're not going to. If you got anybody with a physical condition that can't, that's one thing. That's an exception. But I'm speaking,
Right.
just in general,
right.
that we don't have to say, oh, I can't change a tire. That's a man's job. I'm not doing that. It's really not.
Right.
But
That's
so
what I
I
mean.
will hit my husband with something like that, though, for the simple fact he be hitting me with what a woman's supposed to do. So I'll be
But
like,
see, that's that petty. That's that.
petty
Look,
as a motherfucker. But I'm just match like
how is that adding to you guys' dynamic of having operate in a healthy
it's me holding
dynamic?
the mirror up to him and saying, "Look at the bullshit you're saying."
But
Right.
where does that lead you? What are the results that you getting from coming from that aspect? Because it's a choice to give him a mirror, or it's a choice for you to say, you know what, you right, honey, I got that.
No, ma'am. No, some of the says, girl, I can't tell you to do shit.
Well,
We'll
shit.
talk about that later. But no, it's just certain things I have to be like, bro, you tripping.
Well,
You
I
know,
love that Tila Shay brought that up because I am like I grew up being hyper independent, T. Lachey, because of like issues and things like that, and I didn't have a support system. I had to do things on my own out of survival. You feel me? So
yeah.
I learned, I'm hyper independent in a lot of ways, and now I'm experiencing the soft side where I will allow this man to do that. I will allow this man to say, no, baby, I don't need you to do that. Like, I got you on this. Like, nah, this is what I don't want you to have to worry about these types of things. I allow that because I'm tapping into my femininity after operating in my masculinity for so long in survival mode. You get me?
Yes,
Can I
ma'am.
be so honest with you, goddess? Look,
Sure.
can I be so honest with you,
I'm
goddess?
gonna need it. I'm gonna need that.
Oh my God, it's been such a struggle for me to tap into. Well, I've always been feminine, like a girly girl, like I always like dresses and stuff like that. But like you said, I've been so independent for so long, just allowing a man to lead. It's so foreign to me, and I
Yes, that's
and
okay.
And then I've been living in the masculine for so long that I never wanted to take up that space. I never wanted to live in the masculine ever in my life.
None of us do. None of us do. When it's like I expressed out of survival. You understand that?
Right.
None of us. I'm where I would always have preferred to damn be, baby.
Hmm.
And I deserve that. So I had to be able to work on the things within myself to allow that. You understand me?
Hmm.
So it's a process. That's a total shift. And operating within yourself. But gratefully, thankfully, I've been allotted, you know, the space to heal myself from operating from that space before he even came into my life. You understand that?
Hmm.
So, but it's a process, ma'am. It is a process, and you got to give yourself grace with that. But you also have to lead with what it is that you would like to experience, baby. It's a struggle, but you have to allow yourself.
Right. It's very. I'm trying. I am so trying.
But don't stop, baby. Don't stop.
Uh, I have a newfound love for my husband today. Uh, and I'm so happy about that
I
because
shall.
we were talking. See, because his and it's so messed up because the cultural differences. We just talking because I don't even want these questions right now. We just talking,
Okay.
but I because of the cultural difference in the language barrier, I don't really recognize how smart this man really is. So
Mm.
I, I so me and him were working together, right? We're working together over the phone, filling out some stuff, right? And I was so intrigued by this person. Like, why haven't I seen this person? Because he's used to operating on his own, right? And then if he have a task for me to do, then I do it, right? But it's never really been us operating together as a team. And today, when we was operating as a team, girl, I was getting moist. I was just like all over the place. Like, who are you? This is the person. This is who I was waiting to see. Like we connected on that level. So it was a little different and like because we've been having like a little, relationships go through their ups and downs. And it was really like the communication. And so I finally said, because I think I had a blockage up or something. Something
Mm.
happened where I wasn't listening to him.
Oh my goodness! Say it again.
Shut up, guys, because you know we be on the phone. No,
What ears are you listening with, ma'am?
what ears was I listening with? So, and I'm gonna talk to you later about this, but
Woo, this a breakthrough. If I ain't felt one, woo, I got the chills with that one, baby. This a breakthrough, a bust down, honey.
so he had to let me know you got to be patient with me because you know my English is not that good, and I thought I was being patient. You know what I mean?
Mm.
In my mind, I thought I was being patient, and I'm just like I'm cussing, I'm fussing, I'm angry, and all this, and then so
Ain't nobody got time for that.
yes, I was getting frustrated, I was getting
Ain't
angry.
nobody got time for that. Don't nobody want to deal with that with nobody. You don't
No,
want to deal with that with nobody.
no, and so yeah, I was just I don't even know where. Well, how did I get on that subject? What was the damn
Girl,
question?
you done had a breakthrough and a bust down because you done listened to your man. Say it again. Say it for the women watching.
That man is a true leader. I could tell you, I could tell because of his the people that surround him and the people his phone goes up. He's a true leader. And I finally got to see that. You know how some women are attracted to that alpha male. And I saw that in him, like, oh, this
But
is
how
why.
if you busy being the alpha male, how the hell can you respect his leadership? If
Huh,
you the head and he the head, you got a
exactly.
yin and yang now.
Yin and yang. Let me go to which one am I, the yang or the yin? Let me look again.
First of all, when I say yin and yang, I'm pertaining to the masculine and feminine
I
energy
know what you're
inside of
talking
the
about.
dynamic.
I know what you're talking about. Remember one side. I think the white side
Oh,
is
with the
the
black and one is the
yeah,
white.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember which one the female is, but whatever. I'm gonna have to go on into that femininity and just
Absolutely, and this pertains to what you already expressed. You don't know what that is to really tap into that energy because you operated from one space for so long. But you have to be able to be open minded and open hearted enough to allow it to transpire. You understand me? But you have to be in a certain space in order for that to happen. And I'm over here rejoicing because I believe that you have tapped into this space in order to even see the realization that you know what? Damn, this man is amazing.
and Paul said, "What's up, ladies?" Paul,
Hey,
if
Paul,
you
how are you?
watching, you could jump on, brother. You know,
Hi, Paul. Come on with all of that good old work, honey. Come on with that masculinity. Come on and give us some balance in this place.
and you know you owe me one because I
Oh,
still
girl, don't see, stop doing Paul like that now. Now. That was the past. Hell, today is today. And she here now.
okay. Um, yeah.
Goodness.
But life, boy, life is so interesting. And I'm just
Life
like,
is beautiful.
it is.
Life
It's
is
beautiful,
beautiful.
interesting. It got its ups and its downs, but everything that you ever go through is a learning lesson, period.
Yes. And
And
it's leading you closer to your higher self. You understand me?
yeah,
Don't look at the challenges as why me? Why is this happening to me? Ask, what am I to learn from this? What
yeah,
am I to learn from this?
right. Because it's very divine. It's so divine.
I'm
It is
trying to tell
so
you,
divine.
baby. I'm trying to tell
I'm
you.
just
It's
like,
up to you.
oh, girl, I got so much to tell you. But
Say
anyway.
it again. Say it again, goddess. Say it again, baby. Woo, wait a minute.
Oh, I'll see you. The link is in the shooting the shit group if you want to jump on, Paul. I know you probably at work or something. Let's get back. Tina Shay, where you at, sis?
I am here. I'm here.
I just want to thank you guys. I love you guys so much. You guys are so solid.
Love
I
you as
just
well.
appreciate
Appreciate that.
I
I
appreciate y'all
say, I love you too.
for jumping on here because you know we got to keep the momentum going on these shows.
I would have been here, Mika. But I literally didn't get the invite. You know what I'm saying? So I
I
said, I'm
know.
just gonna cheer you on from the comment section. You know what
You are my
I
biggest cheerleader. I promise you are.
mean?
But it was. I will talk about it in private about what really went down. But let's go on to the next question, I guess. Okay, how can women effectively communicate their boundaries and concerns to men in relationships to prevent triggers and foster healthier dynamics? That's a long question. Can you
Being vulnerable from the beginning and letting the person know where you are with yourself, and letting the person know who you are. You
Mhm.
know, say, look, well, I just want to let you know, where I'm at with myself, where I come from, what type of environment I was raised in, really getting to truly being vulnerable and being honest with someone about who you are, giving them the option whether they want to move forward with you or not, want to still vibe out what you see, where it go, whatever the case may be, what it is that you want. Be honest and know these things about yourself first and foremost. Stop dealing with people and welcoming them into your energetic field
Mhm.
without even knowing what the hell what it is, where you at, within yourself, and what do you want in your own life. Stop allowing people to intertwine they stuff with you, and you don't even know the core values this person carry. You don't know the things that they didn't live through. You don't know where they come from. Whether that is something that you're willing to even try to mess your world with. Are they committed? Are they non-committed? Well, why? You know what I mean? How did your last relationships go?
Right.
You know,
Now, what if they choose not to? Wait, but I'm sorry, because you be having me ask you. You know how we stay on the phone for hours at a time. You got me over here in that zone, but I need Tila Shay to answer too, because I'm about to ask you another question.
oh, for sure.
Tila Shay.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh,
I know we spoke about this before, at least I did. And I think that people who don't live by boundaries can't create any. But then it also comes to who the person is in their life. What do they mean? Because if a woman feels he brings her value, she's not going to put up any boundaries until something goes awry. So, yeah, God has gave it to those who set boundaries. Actually, that's a good way to do it. But for those who don't, and then they pop up with them in the middle, that's because they felt having that person in their life period meant more than setting a boundary. So they want to wait till boundaries get crossed and say, oh, hey, wait a minute, you can't do that,
Right.
or don't do that. But I believe that people who don't live by boundaries don't create boundaries.
Me too. Me
um,
too.
I have an issue with boundaries, and it's so funny, right? Because I shouldn't have an issue with boundaries.
No, you do, because that's where you are. No, don't say what you shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? You don't know till you know, man.
Right. Well, it's so because the reason why I say I shouldn't, because when I was pregnant with my oldest child, who is now 24, finna be 25, and when it's the first baby, you want to read up on it and you want to know everything that's going on. So I had a book called Boundaries with Children and Setting Boundaries. And then after I finished that book, I brought the ladies' boundaries book, right? This was years ago, 1998, 99, right? And so I always knew about boundaries, right? And let me tell you, because I talked to Tila Shay for hours too, and I talked to you for hours. I have a small circle. Y'all probably the only two people I talk to on the phone besides my brother and my daddy. You get what I'm saying? And then if I talk to you and I call you, I probably other two people too, but I don't talk to them as much because I'm around them more. Like I don't talk to them on the phone, I'm around them. But my circle of friends is very small. So the people around me, like you said earlier, I mean, yes, you didn't say this shit, Goddess, I spoil everybody around me. I do. I spoil.
Because that's your love language. That's the way that you show them that they're important to you, or that you value them. That's the way that you express it.
I love giving gifts. I love buying things for people. I love to see people smile. Like, I love doing those things. Like, if I like to know about you, and if you kind and you really hear from me and I'm feeling that energy, then I'm going to do whatever I can for you if I can. You feel me? So then that's where the ungratefulness come in. And I'm not talking about y'all, I'm talking about my children. The motherfuckers is the broken, spoiled children I ever met.
Rice, hot dog water.
Rice,
hot dog water.
Because, baby, my daughter, she got 2 good jobs, making more money than me, and still felt like she needed to go with me to Ross so I could buy her some shit.
You said, why is she coming up here? I said, because she coming to get her issue, man.
Like, you can't be this spoiled. But she spoils me too. Don't get it wrong, because she like to buy me stuff that I don't even like. She like to buy expensive. I'm not a name brand person. I like I like to go to like little hole in the wall stores and like vamp up the outfits or whatever the fuck I buy. This girl would buy me Louis, Versace, bullshit. I don't want that. I don't want that stuff. You know what I mean? I'll wear it. But that's her. She likes that stuff, so she buys me that stuff. Fine. You ain't gonna see me buying it. You ain't gonna see me.
I'm going to Ross to dumpster dive, baby.
Right. Sure. Back in the day, I used to go to the thrift stores, but I stopped going there. I stopped going there because I see some cute boots. And I don't know what happened with them boots. Whoever knows. But I put my foot in the boot, and it felt like a snake jumped up and bit me. I said, "Oh no, here," because it'd be some type of spiritual things attached.
The energy, the energy, most definitely.
Yeah, because you get some vintage stuff at the thrift store.
Yeah, I used to be a hippie in high school, so I used to shop at the thrift stores to get the original stuff from the 70s and stuff. You know what I mean? So I used to do that too. Like, I feel you.
So, what was the last question again?
The boundaries, girl. The boundaries. Your kids are spoiled because you didn't give them boundaries.
You know what, though? Shit. Let me just be clear. With the exception of my son, because he's dealing with his mental health issues. But before that, I'll say this about my kids. They spoiled, but they are hard workers. They will get up, they will go to work, they will find them their own money, but they still believe that everything that's their mama's is theirs. So I'm
accept the rice and hot dog water. They don't believe it though.
Girl, they know how to cook for themselves now. So he said, "Who hurt you?" Let me add who hurt you to the stage.
Who hurt who?
Who hurt who?
Oh, that's his name.
Who is this person?
I don't know. Hi.
Hey, pretty smile.
Thank you.
Paul.
Paul,
don't be coming on here with that. I got Paul, man.
You know, Paul.
I saw you smiling. I said, "Oh, I got to come on." What up, T?
Come on, please, Paul.
What's up? What up, T?
What'd you say? Your signal sounded bad. What'd you say, Paul?
I just said, "What's up?"
How you been, sir?
I'm working on a second job, and I'm tired. Kicking my ass.
Aww,
can you hear me?
You sound tired, Paul. Let me light you up real quick. Boom, 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 boom,
yeah,
boom.
That's what I need.
There you go.
Yeah. Gotta love God.
Outside of that, I'm good. I'm just.
I was just here to say those same
I'm just
exact
back
words.
listening to you guys.
Some glitter. Here you go, Pucky. Some glitter. Shit. Come on through now.
I was just kicking back, listening to you ladies. That's all. Sound like y'all had a good conversation dialogue going about women. How y'all? I guess I heard one conversation, something about um, doing something when no one is around, a man isn't around, and having to take the initiative or at least attempt to try to do it, and something about you not realizing how intelligent someone is you because you let the language barrier block that. I guess I was just listening to you guys. That's all.
He was talking about the one with the power dynamic.
Yeah, we were talking about how generational and cultural differences and the power dynamics can cause triggers.
Right.
So I was triggered with my husband on a few occasions because of the but based off of the cultural difference and the language barrier. So yeah, so I thought in my mind, in my conscious mind, but subconsciously, I was ignoring who he was. Don't, goddess.
Right.
Look, this.
So I felt like in my conscious mind, like I'm listening to this man. What the hell he talking about? But see, I had to also go back to the beginning because I was more patient in the beginning than I was. I was more patient in the beginning than I was after the marriage.
Oh.
And so, like, cause he'll say, like, as an example, I said, babe, when we first met, what's the first job you ever had? He said, Kukulia. I worked at Kukulia in Africa. I said, what the hell is Kukulia? He said, look, babe, like that right there. I said, what? What are you talking about, Kukulia? I said, you mean Coca-Cola? It be stuff like that. So today, we were talking because I was like doing his resume and stuff like that. And it was a language barrier. And I'm like, what the hell he talking about? What is he talking about? I don't understand. Lord help me. I had to pray. And so I started Googling the companies he worked for and stuff like that. I said, oh, so it's a language barrier. But once I started listening more and he started telling me about stuff that he did and his jobs and stuff, I was so impressed. I'm like, oh, you really did that? Oh, wow. Yes, babe. And the company exists. I'm like, yeah, he's showing.
Come through, Spirit. What do I feed it?
I said, oh, wow. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed by him, right? Today. So, yeah. At first, I used to be like in the last couple of weeks, I want to say, because it ain't been that long, but it's been like the last couple of weeks. I'm like, who are you? And I guess that's what I needed to find out, who he was.
Ashe, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Ashe, love it and appreciate it, and want to know, and you know what I mean. Shit, it's all kind of jewels this man over here walking with that you have overlooked and haven't given the energy to invest into wanting to find out. Like how you have to get to know each other so you can know how to love each other correctly.
The biggest mistake that I made was like I was like Googling Nigerian customs and stuff like that.
Instead of asking him?
Well, I listened to some of his story, but I never asked him, hey, babe, what does this mean or what does that mean? Because I wanted to like surprise him. And he like, don't bring that shit. Some shit I would bring to him. He like, don't bring that shit to me. That's Yoruba. I'm not from Yoruba. I'm from Igbo. I'm from Igbo tribe, Imo State. Where you bringing me Yoruba stuff? I'm like, oh shit,
But you see, you over here trying to Google stuff when you're married to a man that you can have these conversations with and ask direct questions to.
Yeah, right. So that's my bad. I gotta own that, you know.
But thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying my bad. Okay, because we only know when we know, baby. You know, but can you get the results that you want? Absolutely. But you just have to be open that your way is not the only way. There's so many other ways to get into what it is that you want to experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all for us to learn. What am I to learn from this? You see?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
can't be closed off. You know, you have to be open-minded and
definitely.
willing. Let
So,
that ego sit down. Bring that ego down and bring that heart space up higher than the mind over the heart. You understand me?
yeah. So let me ask you all this. Have you guys ever been triggered in past or present relationships where your partner did something that triggered you and made you resentful?
Many times.
Well, yeah, in the past, yeah.
Can you
Many
guys give an
times.
example of something, like talk about it?
Yeah, I can't think about it right now. I'm sitting here sipping wine now, so I can't think of nothing.
Oh gosh. So wine makes you not think, Paul?
He just tired. He low. He don't have the energy.
I love you, Paul. You know that, right?
Let me give him a
Sis, I love
boom, 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 boom.
I got my little shuttle home and just trying to wind down. Just listening to y'all, you know. I know sometimes I get on here and I ramble and maybe talk a little too much. So tonight I'm just gonna listen to the ladies.
Nah, we want you to talk.
No, we value your perspectives always, Paul. Now, come on, cause you be coming with that fire.
Well, I mean, right now, what you can ask, I can't think of anything, but I can say, I will admit, there was many times, with every woman I've ever dated, and even with my wife, I got triggered by something, and it was like, now, I wanted to say often, bitch, but I had to go. I mean, and even though they were right about the things that triggered me, it is just the fact that maybe it's the way that they would bring it to my attention and me not seeing it that way because I was whatever mood I was in or whatever headspace. I don't know if you guys keep talking, maybe something will come to me and I give you an example. But right now I can't. I can. I've been triggered by my ex.
Well, Paul, a lot of the times, like your responses, like your triggers are the reason why you're triggered is because of some type of trauma that you've experienced way back when in your upbringing or something like that. Then a woman will speak to you in a certain tone or something, you know, because I dealt with this inside of my relationship where he would trigger me and then I'm going in on his ass. And he want to go run for the hills because it triggered him from when his childhood, the way that he had been spoken to, and now here it is coming from the woman that he loves, giving him that same thing. You know what I mean? And I come
Right.
from the streets. I come from a volatile environment. You understand me?
Mhm.
Toxic at its
Understand.
finest. So now when you trigger me, or I feel like I'm not getting what I want from you in this moment, or you not considering the importance of you know whatever it is that I want from you right now energetically, you not giving it to me. You don't got it for me. You feel me? So now I done spazzed on your ass, but then I didn't remind that triggered him to want to run for the hills because of what happened in his childhood, the way that he was raised, or the things that he was exposed to. I have now triggered these things in him, even though I'm not the person who did it to him, but I'm giving him the same energy that he did receive when he was younger, and it makes him want to run because he can't deal with that type of shit. He's a really peaceful person because of that, you know?
Yeah.
So I
Well,
had to say, ooh, Tone, watch it.
yeah. Well, um, again, all I can say is that, when I got triggered by those things at that moment, I did not like it. But in
Yeah.
hindsight, it just made me a better man now to be more mindful. Each time I love to use mindful is like in my vocabulary. So I always try to be mindful of things I say and do. And when I see other people in situations, or when people, I try, not saying I've mastered it, but I try to be mindful. And when I get triggered, it's like anyone else. It's instantaneous. And then in hindsight, I go, you know what? I really can't be mad about that. Depending on what it is, because I'm open, and there are times where what's up, bro? There are times where I'm like, I'm standing on my square and I'm not budging. But if you make a valid argument, I'm willing to step off a little bit, or yield a little bit, concede, whatever word, whatever adjective you want to use, and say, meet you halfway on it and say, yeah, you're right, and reconsider my actions. So I don't know. For this part right here, I ain't got much to add. Drinking this set
Thank
of
you,
home.
Paul.
You know what? I'll say this. I think if more people self-reflect on themselves, and even in situations that, like I said, when someone says something that hits so close to home, and sometimes I get it when people trying to hurt you, but when they're trying to encourage you, or just holding the mirror up to your face, you can't be mad at what's in the fucking mirror. It's in the fucking mirror. What are you mad about? You
You
mad,
gotta
then
go
it's
back and fix it. Go and fix it. Where do it stem from?
yeah, go fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Fix it. Work on it.
Right, exactly. I've been triggered previous times, and I've held resentment. I'm the type of person that my time is the most valuable thing to me. Money is free. When my cousin told me money is free, I started making it for free. Right? So, but when it comes to my time and whatever I spend it on, that's the most valuable thing to me. So I get resentful when, but see, I'm not the type of person that I need all of your time. I just need a little smidget of your time.
It's important to you.
And to have
Got
the,
it?
because I like
Yeah.
my one-on-ones with everyone that I deal with. Like I've had my one-on-ones with Shay, I have my one-on-ones with you, I have my one-on-ones with Paul, Greg's, you know what I mean? Everybody that I'm involved with, I do need to have my one-on-ones, you know what I'm saying? To create the connection. So for me, it's a trigger when another person can't find that time. That triggers me.
That's not, but that's not, they don't, you got to understand that that's how you operate and that's what's important to you. But to the other person, they may, their way of displaying their love for you or your importance in their life could be a totally different thing than that. You know what I'm saying? Because you see, so you have to figure out who you're dealing with, friendships, whatever the relationship is, you have to be open enough to want to know how this person operates and what's important to them.
Right.
Because that's the way you value time. That's the way that you should express your love, or that's the way that's very important to you. But that don't mean that it's important to the next person. But they have another way. You see? So that's where the compromise come in at.
When it comes to the 5 love languages, right? Because you say that, that's my love language and whatnot.
Yeah.
I feel like it shouldn't be one. I think that
No, you can have them all, and even more.
Need to be. I know that some people have a hard time exhibiting all of them from whatever past traumas that they may have, but they should learn to practice all 5 love languages. That is so reassuring, and it blossoms love, I feel, to the highest, you know what I mean? Whether it's acts of service, whether it's words of affirmation, whether it's what's the other one? Physical touch, gifts, and I forget the last one.
Inclusion is one. Wanting
Yeah.
to be being included or including others. Well, but Mika, all of these things you say, they're named love language, and the most important love and the most powerful love is the love that you experience within yourself before you go out and sharing your universe with someone. You have to know what your universe consists of, and you have to be able to give yourself these things and prioritize that, and be okay with loving on yourself. You understand me? And vibrating on that frequency so that you can attract someone with the same within that energetic field. You see, because when you have that true love, then everything else follows.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
This for Goddess. Could you go into any one of you, Mika, Chila, Shay, or Goddess? Go into what does it look? What does loving yourself look like?
Me.
No, but I'm saying,
Loving
what?
yourself, because
Loving yourself is not about what it looks like. What it is what love is a it's a frequency. But to me, love is radical self acceptance. Self love is like unconditional love is radical self acceptance. To me, that's the way that I would explain it. To be able to accept all parts of yourself. You understand me? Because when you do that, then you're not reaching outside of yourself to acquire any feeling or any knowing. It's you knowing and loving on yourself unconditionally. So when you're able to do that, which is, what do it look like? Not having boundaries. It looks like having boundaries and not allowing anyone in any situation that is less than your value, the way that you value yourself based on your energetic currency that you have for yourself. Never allowing anything or anyone ever, no matter what it looks like, standing up for yourself and honoring yourself and walking in your power. You understand me? Knowing who you are, loving who you are. You see, because the world teaches us not to. It's not too much of the world out here showing us and teaching us how to. We ain't raised by people that actually possess that love for self. You know what I'm saying? You see, it's not impaired. It's never. It's not in. It's nowhere is taught love for real. Real love, unconditional love, and positive regard for yourself. You see, that's what it is for me. I figured it out, and I've been on the journey for, what I'm saying, for many a years now, and I'm free. And the experiences that I have with myself is the experiences that I would love for everyone to have within themselves.
for me, it's about cleanliness. It's about being okay with being entertaining yourself, because I love entertaining myself. I could be here and I'm creating, I'm writing, I'm on my computer, I'm working, I'm doing business, I'm in the studio, or I'm trying to create a show, or I'm writing down ideas. So that's one thing. And then looking at my son and everything, and from his transformation, like I said, like get up every morning, have a goal, like reach that goal. You know what I mean? Like I got something that I'm trying to attain. So you got to reach that goal. So setting goals and doing those things, that's one thing. It's also about integrity, dignity, and your morality. So, self-respect goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like Goddess Anna said, you set those boundaries, you don't let nobody call you out your name. You don't allow that person to even get another chance to call you out your name. You know what I'm saying? Also, what was something else I want to say? Yeah, just having that fire, that muse, that ambition to just move and keep moving in your life. That to me is like self-love, like acquiring the things that you want, acquiring what your, like, this is in Goddess honest words, like what is it that you want, get what you want out of life.
What do you want to experience? Yeah.
Yeah.
Create the experiences that you prefer to experience versus life happening to you. You know, you make your world what it is that you want to. Like I'm literally a fairy in real life. I have butterflies growing out of my scalp. You understand me? I'm magical as hell. I got all types of crystal wands and things laying around here, and I abracadabra the hell out of my life every single day. You know what I mean? That's what I want to experience.
Right.
That's it. It's an inner thing. Paul,
Uh,
don't be laughing at me.
T. Lachey.
Um, I would say what loving you looks like is you doing, so to speak, from the comments you made earlier, turning that mirror on you. Loving you is looking in the mirror and loving you for who you are. In this moment, who are you? And if there are things about you that you're not happy with, love you enough to change them. But
Mm,
loving you is loving you as a man, human first, a being, a man, and a father. And when you and anybody else, for women, human, woman, mother, when you can look at your life and say, do I do my best here? Am I happy about what I'm doing here? Open mindedness. Loving you is to love everything about you, and no matter what anyone else thinks. What's attainable will come afterwards because you have to love you in order to attain it. Are you happy with who you are when you look at you? Date yourself, groom yourself, love yourself, be kind to you. And if you don't need anyone else in your life to make you happy, then you are content with who you are because
boom,
happiness starts within you. People
boom.
add happiness to our lives. They cannot make us happy. So that's
Well,
what loving you looks like.
well, you know what? You can stop throwing rocks at me. I was just asking a question.
Well, you put up a glass window, so I had to throw a couple of rocks at it. That was being transparent. That
Right,
was that
right.
glass you put up.
What
And
just
that
happened?
was a beautiful question.
Pass over here. Don't worry about that. This is my business. Matter of
That was
fact,
a beautiful question, Paul.
there we go. Don't worry about my glass.
Baby, let me tell you something. If that bottle of wine is making you feel good, let me tell you something. Drink your bottle of wine on camera. That's what you choosing to do.
I would just have, yeah, I'm good. I'm having fun with y'all, man. It's been a minute
Mm.
since I've been able to catch up with y'all. Like I said, I started working another job, so I'm working at the hospital in the daytime, in that other place at night. So I very seldom get to do any goddamn thing. Go to work, home, work, home, work, home. And today, well, this week I'm only working 5 hours at 4 to 5 hours at night, and I work anywhere between 8 to 10 hours during the day. So I'm keeping myself busy. Trying to stack my little bank account. Get out of debt and get my shit together. And I'm looking for a wife. Somebody daughter somewhere gonna get it.
Well, Paul, start practicing some of the stuff that we just discussed within yourself and prioritizing that. And like I once stated, you will attract what it is that you are. You see, so it's imperative that you go within and do your inner work within yourself. And I understand that you want a wife, and you will get that manifestation as long as you're doing what you need to do within yourself, because you don't want any wife. You want a wife that is for you.
Oh, Paul,
Nick,
I'm sorry, I have muted you. Oh,
why are you?
oh, sorry. I'm trying to unmute you and you mute. I'm sorry.
What is my background bad? Am I echoing?
Yeah.
It was.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Yeah, I'm good though, man. Just going to work, spending time with my youngest daughter and my grandchildren whenever I get a chance,
That's good.
and seeing I had all let's see, I think six. I think it's six of them. I can't count right now, so excuse me. So all six of them was over a couple of weeks ago, and I just had the most granddaddy time of all. Really did. I just had the most granddaddy time of all because it ain't often I get to be off, and I was off from both jobs. You know what I mean? I was like, how the fuck did that happen? But I'm thankful. And it just so happened that both of my girls was out and about and was like, "Daddy, are you home?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they both showed up, and neither one of them had talked to the other. You know what I mean? And that was like
That's beautiful.
to me, they didn't even know that the other was coming. So I got to see all my grandchildren. So I had a blast with them, with the boogers. I enjoyed myself.
That's beautiful, Paul.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me go to the next. Let's see. Okay. How do individuals cope? Wait, let me mute you real quick, Paul. How do individuals cope with the emotional fallout of discovering a partner's betrayal, especially when it involves someone close to them? Like for example, if your partner betrayed you by sleeping with your cousin, or your partner betrayed you by sleeping with your friend, how do you cope with that?
You know what? As
There we go.
strange as it may sound, as strange as my there's something I have to say to that. I can't give you but let me say this. It's funny you mention that because in our back check group that I have with someone else, there was a young man who I'm not going to say his name. He made a comment about how he um, predicted something would happen. And I said, bro, there's no way we can predict anything. What we can do is mentally prepare ourselves. What we can ask ourselves, if this happened, how would I react? Now, with that, but we're only asking ourselves because we know that shut the hell up. Shut your fucking dog up. Shit. We can only ask ourselves, what would I do, in hypothetical situations, right? Would I would I lose control? Would I say fuck it? Would I confront and then just want to talk? I don't know, but I know I have choices, and I always try to examine what would I do in that situation. And in this situation, like you say, let's say betrayal of let's say oh, here's one. Uh-oh, my friend calling. Sorry, I'll be right back.
Paul be out here catching them balls, don't he?
I'm over here talking and my mic is muted. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead,
I'm over
my
here
baby.
talking your ass
My boo.
out.
My
Hold
boo.
on.
I'm listening. I'm gonna stay on. I'm just going on mute.
Hello. Yes, yes.
Hello.
Paul catching them balls.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on the
You
phone.
ain't on mute. Y'all, let's
Right.
be in this business.
But
Oh shit.
I say leave them, and that's the way you can cope with it. It'll be
Exactly. What is there to cope with?
Right. To one's choice that you were betrayed by one of the other person. But
Two.
people cope in different ways. But I'm saying that's the answer to that solution is just leave them and do the
Yeah,
work
they
that
don't
needs to be
deserve.
did.
Neither one of them don't deserve you.
Mm-mm.
That's
What is
real.
there to cope with? There definitely ain't no comeback or no repairing from neither parties. You know what I'm saying?
Nope. Call them for what they are and walk away.
Yeah, they don't value you. You know.
Right. I don't know what's going on with this damn iPhone I got. I started sharing my data with my child, and now my shit look like it's getting deleted. That's another subject. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Child, you don't get to share data no more. Child, you're cut off.
I only share this so I can switch her phone.
See, Lachey, you think I'm a tyrant? I am about to.
No, I don't think you're a
She
tyrant.
talking about feeding the kids hot dog water. We don't even eat hot
And
dog.
rice.
Hey, I get it though.
Jesus
I
Christ.
get it. I'm with her. I get it. I have 6 girls and 1 boy, and I tell you, as a woman now, but a child born into the generational curse of brokenness, I can tell you a lot about that ungratefulness. But
Yeah,
it wasn't
terrible.
too hard to
What?
break once I was informed of where I came from, what it meant, how to fix it. But I dealt with a lot of ungratefulness.
You want to teach your children. These are core values for them to operate in their highest selves in this world, with or without you. These are core value. Gratitude.
Yeah,
That is a core value.
but the thing is, for me, it's to each his own. If you would, for a moment, Paul, could you mute because it's echoing? So for me, it took me about the age of 41. And I
Hmm.
asked God this one question: what am I doing wrong? Because I
Hmm.
take me everywhere I go. It wasn't about why other people are misusing me, treating me any type
Hmm.
of way, but what am I doing wrong? So he said to
Hmm.
me, in order for me to answer that, I have to show it to you.
Mm.
So when he put it on me, and this was well over 5 years ago, so for me to come into knowing where it came from, what it is, what it produces, I then took the accountability to call up my older children at that time. I had 3 adult children out of 7. I now have 4. So
Woo,
I
sorry.
called them up and I apologized. And I told them there were some things in life that I gave them that were incorrect. And if they would allow me, I want to help them to correct it.
Mm.
Now, it took some work, but they're getting there. And for me, I want to see that generational curse broken off my bloodline. And it took me to be in position as the head of my children and grandchildren to take that first step in accountability of knowing right and wrong. And I teach them that everybody has an opinion of life. Everybody has a different mindset. But for me as a believer, those dots that connect has to connect because he laid out a path that is direct. He didn't zigzag with it. He made that path direct. Walking under him brings us what we want from him. So that's where I am, and that's how I teach them as to know what brokenness is. And as I've been working on my book, I won't say too much, but I call brokenness a tree, being that it started in Genesis. I call it a tree. And there are about 25 branches to this tree. And I named them all as entitlement, misplaced expectation, narcissist, user, liar, selfishness, abuse of all kinds, mental, verbal, emotional, physical, alcohol, drug abuse, um, suicidal thoughts, um, even mental illness, misdiagnosed mental health. It's a bunch of them that I branch off from this one tree and I go into definitions of what all these things are. And then I've laid out ways to show in people's life that trauma is what it is to them. And most, and from just statistically, all broken people are the only ones who stay in toxic relationships. And being that no one is perfect, I choose to use broken and flawed. Some people can say normal, irregular, whatever, however they choose to call it. But that's me because no one's perfect. So,
I say unhealed, Miss T. Lachey.
well, what I mean by flawed is this, because no one's perfect. So, say for instance, you have a man or a woman, they're dating someone, and let's say the man punches her. Now, with what she was raised, she's either walking out that door right then and there, or she believes in second chances. But if he does it again, she's gone. No looking back. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I call that flawed is because we were made to err. So if there is nothing perfect and brokenness has the name of brokenness, then that means everyone else outside of brokenness is flawed because we're not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I, for one, go over time heals all wounds. Time alone does not heal all wounds. I think that statement is a little indirect.
The
It's just
work
like it's
does.
just like any deep scar. If you don't tend to it, put things on it, it will heal unhealthy looking or it'll heal crooked,
Mm-hmm.
it'll heal real big and nasty. But if you love on it while you heal it, it will heal to its best capacity. Just like humans, we can't just sit around, or well, we could because some people do. They go five
Mm-hmm.
years and, oh, I'm over it. But as soon as they're triggered, they regurgitate it up on other people. And I didn't
Mm-hmm.
get to speak on that at the time, and that's fine. But I want to touch on it a little bit because it
The
almost went to what
projection.
you were saying, Goddess. The reason why I don't have many triggers, if any, is because the people now in my life aren't the people then who hurt me. So I give
Mm-hmm.
the benefit of doubt to people. What used to trigger me was hearing the name of the person that raped me when I was 12. But eventually
Mm-hmm.
I had to get over that because that name is a million names wide.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like me going through an abusive relationship and then somebody yelling or, saying something that was no, because that was them and this is me. I have
Mm-hmm.
truly forgiven those people because hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's to each its own. Whoever is in front of me, I deal with you how I deal with you. I don't tend to want to throw back the past and bring it back up on them. I
Mm-hmm.
truly forgiven my past.
I say.
Yeah, her
Am I
people.
still echoing?
It only echoes when one
Am
of
I-
us talks.
Oh, okay. Like I was saying, it's a couple of connections I want to make to what I was saying. One is that I was talking to a young man that you know, Mika. I'm not gonna say his name,
Mhm.
but um, damn it, what the fuck was?
It was about he predicted that something would happen.
Oh, okay, yeah. How to deal with betrayal, right? We can only try to if I'm one of those people that sometimes when I experience something, I reflect on it. You know what I mean? And even regardless of how I reacted to it, whether it was violent or docile or whatever my reaction is, I always go back and go, what could I have done different? What could I do should it happen the next time? You understand? So if and the reason here's my other connection to that when you mention that. I remember I was about 16 years old, 15, 16 years old in Connecticut. And there was this chick I was really liking. But it was just one of those days I didn't feel like being bothered with anyone. This was back when we had home phones. So my cousin answers the phone. He comes in the room and he says, So and so's on the phone. I'll say her name, fuck it, because she probably wouldn't remember me anyway. He says, Tanya's on the phone. And I go, yeah. So he said, you don't want to talk to her? He got the phone like this. You know, you hold it close to you. You know, I'm like, I don't want to talk to her. He said, you don't want to talk to her. You want me to holler at her for you? I said, no, man, just tell her to call me later. I didn't think much of it. I go in the living in the kitchen. As I'm going to the kitchen from the room, you know, you go through the living room, this nigga's on the phone and he gets quiet. And this is not like him, right? Usually he just going, whoever, you know, whatever. He gets quiet. I didn't think much of it. When I came back out the kitchen, when I was in the kitchen, he's talking. I come out the kitchen, he's quiet. Something told me he's talking to Tanya. So I asked him, I said, man, you talking to Tanya? Why you say that? Because I just noticed every time I walk through here, you get quiet, and that ain't like you, dog. So, no, well, yeah, what if I am? You know, so we get into an argument. So now I think about it like this. If someone I know is trying to go after someone that I'm into or I'm with or whatever the case is, fuck both of them.
Yeah.
Fuck both of them. I don't give a fuck. At that point, am I hurt? Yes. But how am I going to fight either one of them? Probably not. Probably not. Now, it might cross my mind. I'm not going to say it wouldn't. I'd be a fucking lie if I said it
Right.
wouldn't. But more than likely, it would be like, you know what? Fuck them. I hope they both fucking burn each other in the throat. I hope they both catch me in the throat. I don't give a fuck. I mean, so it's all about how you process it. Because, you know, like I said, the young man kept saying, oh, no, I knew this was going to happen. No, you didn't know that was going to happen. Because if you knew it was going to happen, then you would have had a better response to how you would have reacted. And when I asked you, how would you, now in hindsight, how would you handle that? He says, oh, well, now, well, when I was a kid, I said, no, you're not answering my question. How would you, if you had to do over with the same outcome, how would you handle it? This motherfucker didn't want to give an answer. And the fact is, you are emotional. You're still emotional. Admit it to you. It starts with admitting to yourself that you're an emotional person and you have to do some inner work. Because if you feel like I would react the same way in hindsight, I would react the same way. If it's some hostile shit, then yeah, you got some inner work to do, in my opinion. You know what I mean? If you're gonna result to, yeah, I'm gonna call her a bag of bitches, and would you do that again? Yeah, sure. What? Yeah, you got some emotional work to do.
Right.
A lot of work to do on yourself, because I know there's many times I've done some things, and I go, what could I have done differently, and what would I do differently if it happened again? Now,
What caused me to respond in that way from the get go? Get into the root of it.
exactly. So I mean, it's a self reflection thing. I think a lot of people really need to, as we were talking about, self reflect, look in the mirror, and then find out who you are. Are you really comfortable with that part of you? So I mean, that's my answer. And this is about to go dead, so I'm gonna have to get on my phone.
Thank you, Paul.
All right.
Um. Okay. So let me go to the next question. Are there warning signs or behaviors that could indicate a partner is hiding something significant? And how can individuals navigate addressing these concerns in a healthy manner?
Well, yeah, it's warning signs because you be in a vibe with your partner, and if stuff your partner start moving different than the vibe, and you know what I'm saying, it's everything is always right in front of your face. It just depends on what you're willing to see. You know what I mean? But it's always you, and when you truly connected with your partner, you're gonna always feel a disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Period.
Mm.
So you ask questions. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's going on?
What are
Is it
some?
something that I can do? You know,
What are the signs?
just say you and your partner is in a routine, okay? You know the days that your partner work and what kind of time y'all spend together. Who other are who else in your partner life is important? Is it important for him to hang out with, talk to, whatever? You know, you kind of have a general senses of the way your partner moves, and then all of a sudden your partner start moving different. Now your partner got friends that you don't know, that he not trying to introduce you to or even speak about. Now your partner leaving about the room when the phone ring, or not answering the phone when he usually pick up the phone for everybody that call his phone that you know of. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. It's right in your face.
Mm.
You see with the subtle changes in the energy, the disconnect and the connection. You see it, you feel it, you choose to ignore it most of the times. You know what I'm saying? This is what the shit we do. Create illusions and shit, you know, uh, to keep our storyline going for what it is we want to, what it is we prefer to acknowledge inside of our dynamics versus what's really going on. You see?
Mm.
But you see it, you feel it, and you know, ain't no way you don't. Unless you not giving your partner no motherfucking time, no energy, no, you're not investing inside of the union yourself. You got some other stuff going on yourself, and that's the only way you're not going to see it or acknowledge it.
Or like you said, ignoring it.
Yeah, or making up excuses so that your storyline can fit into the illusion that you created for yourself, not what's actually going on.
Hey, yo, goddess, you hit something on the head because something I've experienced and seen that your partner typically would answer the phone, and now all of a sudden they don't want to answer the phone, or they're finding a way to have something to do in another room or outside, but they're taking their phone to answer that call.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like you know this shit. Like any other time, you answer that phone with no hesitation.
right,
Now all of a sudden, no, I just don't want to answer it. They look
right,
down at it. And, motherfucker, answer the phone. Stop playing.
right.
But that's when you know something. You know what I mean? Those little signs, because you know that person's habits, and
Yeah,
people try
yeah,
to hide it. And then you got other folk that'll say, "Well, so what? So what if they doing it? All right, keep acting like so what when it happened to you." But how you gonna handle it is the question.
yeah. You got to talk, honey. Ask some dang on questions. Hey, like, check this out. I noticed the shift or whatever. Are you okay? What's going on with you? Is it something that you know what I'm saying? It's just some things that we need to talk about. Is it something that have I shifted? Because a lot of times, too, Paul. Look, check this out. A lot of times we get to tripping on our partner for switching up on us, but we don't realize that our own energy changed, and so they accustomed to us operating on a certain frequency, and now we not operating on that. And we focusing on
Mm.
the bullshit. Now all of a sudden it's materialized inside of our dynamic. Our partner don't want to be around us, and we trying to figure out, it got to be something wrong.
Whoa,
They got to be
whoa.
cheating. They got to be doing something. But really, all along, it's you're the one who changed your energy. You the one who shifted, and you not showing up for your partner in the ways that you used to. And so they
Right.
don't want to. They're not invest. They don't want to invest, and they don't even want to be around your ass. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That self
Nice. Yeah.
introspection you talking about, Paul. Them conversations you got to ask yourself. That's some real
Right.
stuff. It happened to me in all of my relationships.
Mm.
Everyone. It happened to me. My partner switched up on me, and I'm thinking, oh, they just lose interest. But that ain't what it is. I changed my energy and didn't
Yeah.
have no communication skills.
Ooh, we look at all them legs up there.
What?
I'm sorry, I'm looking at my. Oh, y'all.
Oh, get your mind out the gutter, bro.
What are you talking about, yo?
I
You
forgot
don't
what
see.
talked
You
about.
don't see. You don't see what I see.
Paul living his life. Okay.
He said it really be like that though.
I know it do, girl.
Okay.
Okay, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Paul, you is the best.
I give a fuck. She has some pretty legs. Oh my goodness. All that cocoa butter and shea butter. Oh Jesus. All right, I'm sorry. I should have went on mute, but it's too late. Y'all already heard it. So fuck it.
It's a cancer thing.
You know what I mean? And shit, right now I'm single, so I can look. I can Google all that. I
You
ain't
can do
touching
that. You
nobody.
can do
I'm not,
that inside of a relationship too. You know what I'm saying? Keep it funky. You can do
yeah,
all of that. Be yourself.
yeah, but you can't say that when you're in a relationship with some folk. You know what I mean? Because they like,
Well, that's why
you know,
that's why you're gonna be in a relationship with your folk. You're gonna be in a relationship with somebody that you can be completely yourself with, that does not take offense with you acknowledging or indulging. You know what I'm saying? In other things. You know what I'm saying? Hell, if you with a secure woman, she not gonna mind you looking and if she really secure and really open minded, she not gonna mind you verbalizing that. But see, you got to see what vet the women that you're dealing with. Relationships is not prisons, man. I refuse.
yeah, but okay, now we treading tricky waters there, or muddy waters, because
What?
it's like
Can't just find another open-minded person.
but okay, but goddess, it's like there's a difference between, like, let's say, um looking at a movie star or a singer and somebody fawning over them, then looking at the nigga that or the female in the car, or and that just passed, the male of whichever your would be
Paul,
the
I'll be in the market. I'll be telling my dude, I'll be like, dang, she got a fat ass. And he
but
be like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool. You feel me? And we keep it pushing.
yeah, but guess what? You're a woman. Women can do that. A man would
And he
never
can
say,
tell me, but he tells me that, okay, this nurse came into my job. She was attractive. I seen it. She had some good skin. I thought to myself, damn, she really take care of herself. Like,
okay,
she
but did
really
you
had
see
it
what
going
you
on. And I'm
but
like,
did you see
okay, you know what I'm
are
saying?
you
I'm glad that.
are you are you listening to what you just said though? You put women in that. Now imagine you saying to your man, damn, that nigga got them gray boxes. That nigga wearing them gray sweats. He ain't gonna take that shit. Like, oh
Hell
yeah, I see
no,
what you're saying.
hell
He ain't
no.
gonna say, yeah, I see what you're saying. He ain't gonna say that. We're not gonna do that. Come on, man.
Well, Paul, but in this instant, you the man. And as long as she allowing you to be your complete self, that's all that matters. She can tell her homegirl about the nigga she seen earlier in the gray sweatpants. She ain't got to tell you. You understand what I'm saying? But you do accept and understand that she's going to see things that attracts her and all of that type of stuff. But her honoring you and respecting you, that's something else. But I just
He
feel like
better
people
not
should be
tell me
allowed to
about
be
that nigga
themselves.
in the gray fucking sweats. I will mollywop her and him.
Well, I ain't going to tell that to my man, but I might tell it to Mika. That's what I'm saying. But he can definitely say that, and
Did
I
you
say
call
stuff
me
about women in
Tamika?
public.
Or you say you might tell it to Mika?
I said I'm not gonna tell that to my man, but I'll tell it to you
Oh.
But see,
about
that's what I
the
was
dude in the
talking
gray
about.
sweatpants. But I do tell him about women having big old booties, like we see them all. You know what I mean? I be like, ooh, or ooh, she cute. But he know that I messed with girls my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but even if a woman isn't like that, that's acceptable for some reason in this society. it's acceptable when women say, "Oh, she's got a booty on her," or "She's
Well, I'm not
beautiful."
worried about being acceptable in society. I'm talking about in my dynamic, and I'm telling
I,
you about a
I know,
dynamic.
I
You
know,
get with
I
you a
hear you,
woman that
but
have
you're still,
the open mindedness to accept that you
but
like to look at other women, or you find other women attractive, and you can share that with her without it becoming a problem between you two. That's what I'm saying, Paul. You have to
right,
be with someone like
right.
you have to be with someone
I
that's
hear
like me.
you.
You have to be with a
I,
free spirit, Paul, because
I
you're a
hear
free
you,
spirit.
I hear you. But what I'm saying is, when you put the shoe on the other foot,
Why you
men,
worried about the shoe
would you
being on the
hold
other
on?
foot? Because you the man
Because
in the
this is part
dynamic.
of
Why you even worried about
because the
that?
conversation is about respecting and it, being so free in your relationship. I want to now see women can always get away with that. Women can get away with that, but when it comes to a man, can a woman use another man as can we use that example of a woman
Well, for me,
complimenting hold on, no, don't do that, goddess. Come on now. Because you're just gonna parrot yourself. We've
what?
already covered women complimenting and flirting and saying these things to their
Paul, you
man
see this?
about it. Sweetie, come on now, hear me out. Please.
Choose
Please hear me out.
peace.
Please hear me out. We've already covered women complimenting other women to their man. Now, change that to a woman complimenting another man to her man. It doesn't fly so well.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't fly very well. No man wants to hit. I mean, we might go, but you'll never say, "Ooh, baby, look at that man. Ooh, look at his muscles." You'll never say that to your husband or your
I'm
boyfriend
not.
or whatever.
I
He ain't gonna,
agree.
he gonna look at you like, "Bitch, what the fuck did you just say?" You know,
I
it's
agree.
just, so to that extent, yeah. When it comes to women, yeah, females can get away with shit like that with other women to their man because y'all are open enough to say, some of y'all are open enough to say compliment it or give a woman her props. She looks good, she's nice looking, and men are open enough to say, yeah, he a good looking dude, but we're not going to verbally say it to nobody, and you better not tell me as my woman, damn, don't that motherfucker handsome, ain't he? Bitch, what?
Right.
No, it's not gonna happen. It's not. No man in his right mind is gonna say, yeah, yeah, baby, I see what you see in him. That's not how it works.
This has been an interesting conversation. Thank you guys
Paul
for,
got me.
cause baby, I'm over here trying to multitask.
What you doing now, child?
It's some business, some paperwork.
You just let us go on and on and on.
Yeah, because originally, that was developed kind of something like how Paul did last time when he called me and talking about do the show and
Here we go.
situation.
Oh, when I called you and didn't make it, you still,
Girl,
come
girl, you
on,
know how
man.
Paul. You see how he just got that phone call and he was about to hang up on us real fast. You know how Paul be moving with them
And
bones,
that's
honey.
exactly what happened that day. He got a
You
phone
know how
call.
Paul be moving.
But
He a hopeless romantic, girl. He be trying to get his own,
listen,
okay?
Paul, when's your
listen.
birthday, Paul?
It's my birthday. Is the day I was born. That's my birthday.
Okay, what's your birthday? Goddamn. Don't play with me.
June 28th. I
You're a
just told
Cancer.
you, June 28th.
Wait, you're a Leo or
No,
Cancer?
I'm a crocodile. I'm a crocodile. Yeah, of course I'm.
That's
Yeah,
a
I'm a Cancer.
Cancer, honey. He's a June Cancer. You know they're a little different. June Cancers and July Cancers are different a little bit.
I don't know
I
what the
don't like
hell
the way
this is.
you.
Everybody's trying to tell me because I'm surrounded by motherfucking cancers these days.
Love
I
and get
don't
in
like the
touch with
way
that
you
heart
said that.
chakra because that's what we are. We are love. Everything is derived from love. We might be crazy, but it's only because we love so much. We're in tune with that heart space, honey. The world is ugly to us when we operate like that, and then we
Tell
become
her
ugly with
again.
the world.
Tell her again, cause she don't understand.
Oh my goodness.
because we
Challenging.
are so in touch with our emotions and our feelings. We are the epitome of that, and it can go either way. You know what I'm saying? We can be the
Mm,
most beautiful things and we can be the most ugly things, but it's only because the world is so ugly to us.
right. And based on how
And
you
it's
treat me
when
is
you
how I'm
operate
going
from
to
your
react
heart
to
space
you.
all the damn time, you're so sensitive, and we're surrounded by people who are not in touch with their heart space. Like we feel what the people don't feel, and then we even feel for the people who don't feel, and then our feelings even got feelings.
Oh Lord.
Now
Take some
hold
of
My
that
on,
feeling
wait a
feelings
off.
got
minute.
feelings.
Take some
Hold
of that
on,
feeling off, honey.
hold
Well,
on, wait a
it is
minute.
what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so, what happened when Paul had? Let me just tell you what happened. Paul had an opportunity to exchange love.
Yes, I did. I wanted to share
Listen,
that love.
Whatever.
Exactly. I wanted to share it. Love
I'm
is a
o-
beautiful thing.
I'm over it.
are you? Do you forgive Paul? Do you forgive him?
He's here, ain't he? He's still living.
No. Do you forgive him to where you won't be bringing that up no more?
I might still bring it up once or twice.
Paul, have
Oh
you apologized to her
God.
wholeheartedly, Paul?
Huh? What's that?
Have you apologized to her wholeheartedly?
Yes, I did.
No,
I
he didn't. He
wholeheartedly,
apologized to me through
We would
message.
like a public
And
apology.
Paul
Hit
did
it.
not call
Mika,
me,
Mika,
and he got my number.
Mika,
So,
Mika. I would like to apologize to you in front of T. Lachey, God is honest, and anyone within earshot of this live, present, or future. I apologize for not showing up, but it was just the fact that I did not expect someone to actually want to have a conversation, and I thought we were just going to have a conversation. Hold on,
conversation.
listen, baby, listen. I was just going to have a conversation with this person until it was time for the show, and the next thing I know, we were dating. I didn't know it was going to transpire
Abracadabra.
like that. I
Abracadabra.
was. It went. It was a. It was.
You are
Look,
forgiven. You are forgiven. You are forgiven.
That was very
Ashe.
nice, Paul.
Mwah.
Just
I
Abracadabra.
apologize.
Thank
I
just
you.
will try not to let that happen again.
just
All
a
right.
future reference though.
Abracadabra.
You gave a great apology and then you used the word but. You threw out everything you said
Yes,
before the
yes.
word
I
but and you
caught that,
said
but I wasn't gonna say nothing.
so just
Oh,
I'm
future
come
gonna let it
on, man.
go.
What are
references.
y'all doing to me here? I just apologize.
I know I was simply giving a small correction that in the future, when saying anything, especially sentimental, don't follow it with but because that means you just threw away everything you just said.
Ashe.
But listen though. But
Oh, you a
listen,
mess. You know you a
if
mess.
you would have seen what I was dating,
Hi,
because
Mika.
y'all women, I'm just saying, man.
I just put my bonnet
What
on
was
and
I
got my
supposed to
video
do?
camera with my bonnet on. I even
I
What
told
promise.
was
them, let me take this bonnet off and get back on camera so they can see how cute I really am.
Girl, come
fine,
on and
girl?
pull
Show
on
it
up
off.
with it.
Show it off,
I
girl.
sure wish Auntie Tila Shay could pull up on this dang on camera. Tila Shay, can you be my mentor?
I can.
Mm.
Most
Oh, Mika, do
definitely.
you mind?
I get in my feelings when I get to sharing my peoples, but you guys are okay.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just,
girl, my
We will
fucking
I'm
all
just
nerves.
a
Thank
be
little,
you so much.
together.
It's just for the betterment of the frequency of
but
the planet Earth. That's it.
the only thing I'm gonna have a problem with is if you take my time for T. Lachey. Now, if I call T. Lachey,
No, I can't take anything but whatever Tila Shay gives me with. And so you can't, there you go, eradicate your problem. Whatever
if I
time that she
call T.
finds for
Lachey,
me to mentor me with, I'm grateful for it. And I'm not in no competition with nothing. We won't
no,
even
it's no
talk about you.
competition. It's no competition. I just be needing her undivided attention sometimes.
And
That's
I have it to give to
Well,
each of you
thankfully,
when
I'm
you
not
need it.
needy. Thankfully, I will, and
I'm
I'm
gonna have to send
respectful of
her a
people's
cash
time.
app as much as I done talked to. I owe you a cash app, T. Lachey.
Oh,
I just
baby, it's all right. I mean, I'm sorry. I normally don't, but it caught me off guard. I appreciate that, Mika. But we good.
I love you, and we good. I love you, goddess.
I
And
want to. I want to
hey,
cash out.
it's just more love shared.
Paul,
That's
you got
all.
the jobs.
My cash has to be small, like 10, 15, $20.
Hey.
No
But
$100.
guess what?
I don't
That's
turn down nothing but
$10 and
my collar.
$15 that people don't have. So you got to be grateful for what you get when you didn't even ask for it. When people offer
I
you
say love
something,
and
be
offerings.
grateful.
You know, those
Cause
is
you know,
love
me and that
offerings.
$20, one day you gonna be hungry, or you might want
That
to see
there you go.
gas or something. Shoot, that $20 coming 10, 20, 15 coming handy. You
Yes,
feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this. Y'all blessing me. Why I can't bless y'all? You know what I mean? So it
I
just
appreciate it. I call it love offerings. I ain't
yeah.
turning down no love offerings because when someone wants to gift you with something out of appreciation or admiration or whatever the case may be, when
Mm-hmm.
you turn down those gifts, then now I consider that as you blocking somebody else's blessing because they're blessing you and you turning down their opportunity to bless somebody. You feel
Right.
me?
Yeah.
That's literally how I feel about that.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely appreciate y'all. But dang, the conversation I saw, y'all saved me. Y'all don't even know what I was going through at the beginning. I was struggling. But
And
Don't
it's
worry
okay.
about that,
But
man.
to
Yeah.
kind of even
So
just touch on the topic, I would just want to say this though, being that it is hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. I honestly just want to say because it is heavily going on all across America with
Mm-hmm.
women burning men,
oh
throwing gasoline on them, they're stabbing them, they're shooting them, all
And men
because
too. See, Lachey, they men too. They
no, I
murking
know that.
women.
I know, but I'm saying according to the title, I was wanting to
Mm-hmm.
speak on it. And my thing is, it's sad that it has to happen when they do that and throw their lives away to the jail system because
right.
at the end of the day, people only do what you let them do,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And
real quick,
it's
I'm
sad that
sorry.
they stayed in these relationships long enough for this man to continually hurt them
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, mentally, verbally, and physically before they snap and then decide to injure these men or kill these men. It's sad.
When
That's
it's
you
always
know
been
what?
an option
If
to walk away. The option to
if
walk away has always been there.
Yeah.
I did not realize the title of the show was well, I saw it, but it still didn't hit me because when I came on it, I didn't hear any of that. The conversation didn't sound like that's where it was going. But that's interesting you brought that up again. And just real quick, I don't know, have y'all seen? I posted it. I think I shared it in the back chat where this woman posted her child's father's address and made a comment about his ops in Chicago, and he wound up dead because
Wow.
she said something about it's amazing my husband
Wow.
my child's father is still alive with all the ish he's done, all the people he stole, he snitched on, and all the people he robbed. He does not live at XX address, and he is not there at. I was like, whoa. Now, typically, I would
Mm,
not ask. I would not say, "What the hell did he do?"
mm.
But this made me say, "What the hell did he do for her to want to put him on blast like that for his ops, as it said, to find him?" That was wild to me. You know what I mean? I came across
But this
that.
is the thing about that. And it could be two ways because they do mean two totally different things. She was not mindful before doing that of two things. One says, as God would say, you will reap what you sow.
That's
Number
exactly what
two,
I'm feeling.
number
Karma.
two, the universe says karma's a bitch.
Mm.
Yeah,
She just put a death sentence on herself.
yeah, because
Exactly.
yeah, he's dead. And now that child, now she could face criminal charges. Now you basically putting your child in the system. It might be
Mm-hmm.
some it might be some family that will take the child in. But then what happens to her, because she could get locked up, and some people that might have been on a baby's daddy side or whatever, friends or associated with him, could be where if she gets charges and gets locked up, now she's got to deal with that. She may have to deal with that.
She gotta be able to make it to court first. They know where the hell she lives.
Well, no. Well, she didn't. I guess she don't live there, but she gave his address.
She can be found.
But more times than not, he knew where she lived.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, people are
hard
to find when you have the information you need to find them.
Well, no. He's dead.
No,
now.
but what I'm saying is, if he has a child with her,
Right.
more times than not, his family know who she is. They know her name.
Exactly.
So when you have what you need, nobody is hard to find.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, that was crazy.
That's a tough one. It's just a prime example of how nasty and how on the opposite of love that people be operating on. You know what I mean? Because you can't do that in the name of love. Oh, you were so in love with this man that you would, act in a crime of passion to advocate his damn death, his demise, the father of your child.
Yeah. That shit was crazy.
Baby, where you got to be with yourself in order to do something like that? You know what I mean? To anyone that walks. You hear?
So sometimes a person be so broken and hurt, all they want to do is hurt that person that hurt
well,
them.
Why don't you hurt yourself some more, like you've been hurting yourself by dealing with the motherfucker who been doing you however way you've been allowing them to do? Why don't you go ahead and go figure out a way to ease your pain and take away your sorrows? You don't go and take the life of nobody else into your own hands. You don't do that.
Right.
If you that miserable in your situation.
Yeah, that's for sure. However, there's been numerous of times where I had in my mind to throw a motherfucker over the banister, bust him upside the head. So I had to think, like, I don't want to go to jail, but this is pressing me.
Let me tell you something. I've been there in my marriage. I imagined myself socking my wife through the window and standing over her body with blood leaking out of her head several times because I needed to get out of the situation, and she would not leave me the hell alone. And I wasn't about to give up my house. I wasn't about to give up my car. I wasn't about to walk away from a situation where she messed up our situation. She the one went out there and cheated and all of that stuff. So I feel like if you're going to make up a decision that's going to put our relationship on the line, then I feel like you're the one that needs to have a plan. She tried to do all of this and wanted me to leave my stuff. Nah. So I had to stand up for myself in that situation, and I was walking in the pits of hell every time I walked in my home. You understand me? Just ready for what's she gonna do today? You understand me? But I was not gonna give in. But I kept imagining myself. It was reoccurring, my love. But I knew if I stooped to that to influence to do anything to this woman, that it would be her getting what she wants. I would be turning my back on myself if I allowed all of her attempts to take me there. It was the battle of my life, but I prevailed.
Before my battery, this phone goes dead because my tablet was going dead. I was with a woman at one time, and we got into an argument. And I had a 9mm. Had just bought the motherfucker maybe the week before, and we got into an argument, and I was so mad I just knocked the picture off the wall. Right? He's like, oh! I was going to she said, yeah, go ahead and leave like you always do. I said, man, I'll be back. I'm going to give me a pack of cigarettes. So I went to the store. When I came back, my shit was outside. Everything. Almost everything. Not everything, but most of my shit was outside. And my pistol was in the box. Still in the box. The police had pulled up behind me while I'm standing there, like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Blah blah blah. Man, what are you doing? And I'm trying to ask. I'm not. I'm kind of mad, but I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with your crazy ass?" So the police pulled up, and as they pulled up, she closed the door. They asked me, "Sir, what's going on?" I said, "Man, I don't know. We was arguing. I left to get a pack of cigarettes. I come back. My stuff is out here." She opened that door and said, "He got a gun." I said, "Whoa, hold the fuck up. Whoa, whoa." I threw my arms up, right? I said, "Officer," because I looked down, I saw my gun in the box, right? I said, "Officers, my gun is right there in the box. It's in the..." Now, luckily, neither one of them pulled their guns, but they did put their hands on their pistols.
That was her executing you in that moment.
And I said, "No, it's right there in the box." So they picked it up. The receipt was still in the truck. It was in my truck. They said, "Is it yours?" I said, "Yes." The receipt's in the truck. The gun's right there in the box. So long story short, they gave it back. Checked everything, checked my record, gave it back. Said, whatever you do not retaliate. Do not pull that on her. I said, "Officer, I ain't gonna fucking do nothing to her. I might strangle the shit out of her." He said, "Don't do that either." I said, "Yes, sir." I'm not gonna do nothing. But see, that's the shit I'm talking about. Like, I can relate to when a woman is scorned. Like, why would you say some shit like that? In Oklahoma,
she was executing you.
Yeah, and there's times where the black men don't stand a chance most oftentimes when it comes to the police. And luckily, I had two level-headed officers that were like, "Okay, well, let's check you out and see what's going on." I said, "Look, we're just arguing," and all I did was officer. I knocked a picture off the wall. Say, "You live here?" I said, "Yes, my name's on the lease, her name's on the lease, blah blah blah." And they were like, "Okay, well, it's a domestic thing. Whatever you do, just don't pull your gun out because we will come." Man, I'm not gonna kill that woman.
Paul.
I'm not gonna kill that.
I don't believe in calling no police on no black man.
But I mean, I could have been off right then and there.
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe in calling the police on a black man because you're executing the black man. No black man, you're not guaranteed to with your life if you're getting put over on a traffic stop, just any encounter with the police. You're not guaranteed to walk away.
In my case, I didn't care. I called the police on a black man, especially when he kicked me in my stomach, pregnant with our first child. So, yes, ma'am.
Well, that's different. Yeah. I don't have those volatile situations going on. That's different.
Because I will. It depends.
We different.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not in a situation where I'm having domestic violence situations and shit like that. But I never had that going on with me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was 17, so
yeah,
I went through a whole lot then.
Yeah. In the climate when you were 17, it was different then too.
Yeah.
For them.
It really was.
That was a different time, But way to pick them, Paul.
Oh, I'm here. I'm just ain't saying nothing. I'm here.
I said, way to pick them. For knocking a picture off the wall, honey. There's your life. Okay.
I promise you. I know there's somebody gonna say, "Yeah, that's what he's saying." I promise whoever's listening.
No, I believe you.
No, listen.
I believe you.
I did not touch her. I didn't push her. I didn't shove her. We did a lot of yelling and cussing. That we did do, both of us. But nobody touched anybody. You have my word on that. Who's ever watching? Because
we got women now. We got women today that calling the police to control their male mates. I call the police, motherfucker.
But you know what? I did what I thought would be right. Let me get away from here. Go get me a pack of cigarettes. Now I could sit at the 7-Eleven and smoke the cigarettes, or I can go back to my home and sit in my truck and calm down. I get back and my shit's right there. The whole neighborhood out there watching.
Way to pick them.
And she said she stuck her head out there. Now it's not funny. I know some people say it's not funny, but I laugh about it now because
It's funny
it's
to
the
me
way
now.
she stuck her,
It's funny
the
to
way
me.
she cracked that door open and said, "He got a gun." I said, "Whoa!"
Oh,
At the
that's
time,
not
it
funny
wasn't
to
funny.
me.
At
That's
the
not
time,
funny.
it wasn't. At the time, it was not. But now I go, you know what? There are certain things I look for now with when vetting and dating and all that. Like,
Absolutely.
you act like so and so. I ain't fucking with you. Not happening.
Final
Yeah.
thoughts, you guys. Let's get to the final thoughts on the show. We'll start with T. Lachey.
I love it as usual. I enjoyed it. Thank you, Mika. I enjoyed everyone. And it can't be said enough that men and women, um, I know a lot of you won't think you're a part of your own problem. Sometimes you grow up believing that everything you believed was correct, but yet you have hell in your life and toxic relationships. It is time to take accountability, look inside. If you can change your mind, you can change your life. And to the women out there who are going through anything toxic, speaking from experience, God has a story for you. He has your own path. Please don't try to create one, making it any worse for yourself. Learn to look inside, love you, walk away, do whatever you need to do. Just leave it. True love will find you. You will not have to seek it, but you do have to become it in order to attract it.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Goddess Honest, final thoughts.
Um, I'm gonna piggyback on what T. Lachey spoke of. Just going within and finding going on a healing journey and showing up for yourself as best as possible before you even try to involve yourself in sharing your universe with someone else, because when you become the love frequency, then you attract the love frequency, and the only way that you get to there with yourself is by going within, you know what I mean, and actually showing up for yourself and taking accountability for the role that you play in the outcomes that you don't wish to experience today, and getting down to the root of things so that you can create the life that you deserve. You've always deserved it. We all deserve true love, but it starts with you. And so that's what I have to say. And I love you ladies, and Paul, I appreciate everyone. The build was beautiful per usual.
Um,
Oh, pretty smile. You making me smile. You making me blush.
get your final thoughts in, Paul. Goddamn.
No, I don't really have any final thoughts because this is hindsight. Yes, the title was "A Woman Scorned," and I totally missed all that.
No
I mean,
matter.
but okay, I'll say this. I guess my final thought would be learn yourself, male and females. Learn who you are, what you'll tolerate, what you won't tolerate. And at some point, you may have to be um, compromising. And a lot of people don't like to compromise because they're too stern and hell bent on having things their way. You're not going to find happiness if everything has to be your way.
Absolutely.
So learn to
I
be
don't know what you're talking
compromising.
about. It's my way or the highway, goddamn. Just
Okay. So let me
Good
finish
luck
it.
with that.
Let me finish it. Let me finish it. Do what you need to do to make yourself happy. and that you don't drag someone or create a hostile or toxic environment through your own actions. That's my final thought.
Paul, you got the slow jams playing in the background, bro. What's going on?
Mind your business. Mind your business.
Okay, you guys, I appreciate everyone for joining the panel. Oh my God, y'all don't even understand how much I appreciate y'all. I love the energy. It was so fun, you know. And for those who watch in the, like Paul said, right now, in the future, in the present, or in the past, make sure you subscribe to the Paradigm Shift on YouTube, as well as the whole effing show, and Mika Wash, MEIKAWASH. And if you ain't in real talk, I don't know what to tell you. I'm Mika Wash. This is Shooting Shit. Oh, and I will be doing some mouth off with Mika's soon. Those are when I do my interviews or my lessons. So just be prepared for those. And I love you guys. And we finna be up out of here. Where's my, oh gosh, wait a minute. I had it on cue. What happened? There we go.
Show who you are. Good riddance. Is you kidding? Bid the forbidden. As it was written, you overbidding. With the heathens, karma is a bitch, so how you living? Pray for my enemies, unforgiving. Cast the pearls on hog mogs and chitlin'. If it's too hot, get your ass out the kitchen. Finger licking good, good looking. Stewing in the stew, I'm cooking. You psyched out, paranoid and shookin'. Shook the table, babes, I'm booking. Get prepared for this ass whooping. Listen to the words being spoken. You were talking, I'm awake and woken. While I'm spitting this, got your spit, got choking. Era up, a glimpse in my world, eyes shut open. Parallel in my mind, I'm chosen. Reverse the time, heart frozen. Antarctica, cold as ice. Casting locks, rolling dice. Mean as nails, I'm nothing nice. They persecuted me like they rejected Christ. And show who you are. Good riddance. Is you kidding? Bid the forbidden. As it was written, with the heathens. Casting pearls on hog moms and chitlins. Sloth, love, gluttony, pride, wrath, and envy. On my neck, literally. 7 deadly sins constantly. So now I gotta take this shit personally. I have no respect of personality. If you ain't with me, then you against me. Mother Nature, but I got allergies, allergic to bullshit. My pedigree to some degree, but I open vision is 4D, portrait focused panoramic.